You're watching God TV Radio with Brett Keane. Welcome to the show.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane from God TV Radio. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I hope you are all blessed. I just seen somebody come backstage with a funny face. I'll let them up in a little bit. If you would like to support my videos and my time, make sure you check out the links in the description. Hopefully my voice is coming over clear. I've added some new software and programs, and it might have done some funny stuff to the mic. How am I sounding? If I sound good, type 1 out there, please, if you don't mind. I just recently got a big old novel comment from Smokey Saint. He said, Brett, I don't know what it is with you. You're always jumping on the sinking ship. Why are you always wanting to support all these friends of yours of the past and all this? Because he doesn't really understand what it means to have a friend and what it means to stand up for people that you care about and all that. Apparently that wasn't a part of his training as a child. I don't know. As far as sinking ships go, Smokey, do you think you and Will Kincaid are the winning ship, the ship that's going to take me into the sunset and save me and help me out? I don't think so. You guys are constantly taking a dump on Christians and anybody that comes in the room and disagrees with you. That's not really helpful for me. That doesn't sound like a winning ship. Let's see what we have here. Let me put up my little screen to make sure that it's not somebody who's going to give me some shit. Here we go. Hello, Deter. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Welcome to the room. How you doing? So what did you think about my
Fantastic.
latest video? I can tell whose voice it is. What did you think of it? Who's that picture, by the way?
Oh, that's Josh picture.
Who's Josh?
Josh, aka Smokey.
Oh, that's Smokey Saint. Let me take a
Yep.
look because my eyes are bad. I don't see very well. Let me see. Oh, that looks like the guy that you have in your videos. What do you
Oh
think of
yeah.
that, Smokey Saint? How do you feel about that? Somebody who feels that there's issues with you is in my room right now, and I'm going to let them hang out with me, and I'm going to joke with them and laugh with them. How's that sound? You like that idea, Thick?
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, goodness gracious. So what got you interested in our friend Smokey anyway? What got you looking into this fella? And what's the concern? Go ahead and tell the audience about it because they like a good joke.
No, first of all, I want to make it clear that we didn't talk about this at all. It was not even planned. I just came in. Secondly, how I got to know Josh was that, in fact, I didn't even know from the beginning. I didn't even know the guy even existed. And then someone told me, I think it was Ryan or somebody, Ryan Presbyterian, who closed his channel right now. He said, like, Smokey has been like crapping on me. I'm like, who's Smokey? I never heard of this guy, whatever. It turned out that someone was impersonating me on his channel. And he was keep addressing that person as Thicky, Thicky that, Thicky this, Thicky that. Without even being able to properly pronounce nor say my channel, ThickShades. And I asked, and that's how I got to know him. And I went to his hangout. The first time was that, I asked him, like, why are you calling me names? I don't even know you. What have I even done? Right? By the way, it's Tick, not Thicc, lizard. Yeah. So I was confronting him, right? I wasn't like trying to hide or anything. I was confronting him, and turned out that he got fooled by Ryan, who was posing, himself as ThickShades and playing with on both sides, I guess, and making Smokey Josh to think that those are me. And even till this day, some of guys like Lizard, they would think that some socks are me and things, and without even being able to ask me directly. Had they actually confronted me directly, I would tell them right away that which one is mine, which one is not mine. But anyway, that's how I got to know him. Um, and did you ask any other question, Brad? By the way, how I got
Well,
to know him?
what got you interested in this? I looked at some of the videos, and apparently, if this is him, which I did see some videos that you put up where you actually see him talking in the Peterson show, then it means
Oh
that
yeah.
he's done some naughty things. What's the claim? Go ahead and tell people.
Yeah, I mean, the at that time he went with the name Jay, and I think he still goes by the name Jay on his Facebook also, still. And at first he said that was him, right? He was quite boastful of him having a debate with Peterson, Jesse Lee Peterson. And then when things got a little hot, he just like totally denied, Jay being him. And Cog is here, and um, he even, I think I remember him saying that, yeah, even Josh admitted, or Smokey admitted that, he's Jay. He went by Jay. So what happened? I think what happened was that he was Josh, and then that thing happened, and then he wanted to be Jay for a while, and then to like Carl or whatever. He told me his name is Carl, and whatever it is, now he denies him being Jay.
Why do you think that he wears the shroud and does the smoke and says it's not him for, when you clearly have him on video on the Peterson show speaking in the voice we all recognize him to be? What do you think the purpose of hiding behind that is?
I would not know. I mean, I thought he did okay with Peterson debate. I mean, we know that Peterson is kind of out there with sin perfection and stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't agree with him, but whatever it is, maybe he was ashamed that he was a little kind of heavy at the time, or maybe Jay, when he was a little heavier, he looked very much like that mugshot that that they have. So I don't know. Yeah, it could be Mandela Smokey.
That's rough. That's rough. Well, I'm not sure how long I should go and do this kind of smoky thing and all that. He Will allowed a guy to do this to me for an hour and a half, and Smokey allowed it for about an hour. I don't know. What do you think is fair? He allowed a cyber stalker to harass me over and over and over again. How long should I give him back a little bit?
I don't really know what happened between you two, but I don't watch his stupid channel anymore because, like, whenever I go, I mean, I went there 3 times. One time, I went there to ask him why he's calling me names. The second time, I went there to ask him whether he had received the Holy Ghost since he believed, just like how he says in Acts 19. Third time, I went there to basically ask why he blocked me, and then talk crap about me, just like Brucey. How he would like make 5-hour hangout against me, calling me all kind of names, complaining, and still have me blocked on his channel and StreamYard. I don't understand why these people do that. You know what I'm saying?
Here, let me answer a question. Guru Lady, I guess is how you pronounce her name, or his name. I'm not sure. They said, I thought the stalking happened before you met Smokey, sir. It did. For 10 years, I had a guy out there who was stalking me over and over and over and putting videos up of my children and wife. And Smokey allowed that same person to come in the room and belittle me for over a damn hour. Will Kincaid did an hour and a half, allowed this asshole to come in, drop my home address and everything else. So yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if somebody's going to allow that. Are they truly your friend? Do they care about you? I mean, I don't mind people saying they want to do shit to me. But whenever you are trying to drop a home address and put somebody's wife and kids at risk, well, hell, that goes a bit beyond the line. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I had a hangout with Bill a little earlier, and we talked about that. It's just that it's not clear, especially if you made that clear. That you've been suffering from such for over 10 years and stuff. So it wasn't really cool.
Right. And plus it puts other religious folks in danger as well. If you've got a person around who's willing to go and do those type of things, just wait until Smokey pisses the guy off. The guy's already threatened Will, told Will, oh, this is strike one for you. And the fun will begin. Hey, Beckel, how you doing?
Oh, Beckel's here. Hey, what's up, Beck?
Good. What's going on?
Just giving old Smokey a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah. I just came in real quick just to find out. I mean, is there any possible way that you can try to work things out with him? And then, I mean, because he seemed like he was
Sure
sincere
there is.
in trying to work something out with you, but you don't seem like you're interested in talking to him.
Well, the thing is, he keeps leaving comments just insulting the piss out of me, doing the usual Smokey shuffle. All he had to do is just come over to comments and say, Brett, it was a bad decision on my part. I shouldn't have done that. Will Kincaid could have done the same thing, but no. Instead, it's like, oh, Brett's just a bitch situation. So
Right.
I mean, Veckel, if somebody came in the room and started dropping your home address and putting pictures of your children and woman and videos, and I allowed them to come up and do that to you, would you not think, Brett, what kind of cunt are you?
Well, if they were doing that in the same room, if they've done that was something that they've done in the past, but they weren't doing it at the current time, I might have a different view, different opinion. But
The guy came in the room on Will Kincaid's thing and dropped my home address right in the chat room.
Oh, this was a couple days ago, or?
Yeah, over on Will Kincaid's latest show, you'll actually hear me tell Will, dude, the guy's fucking dropping my shit.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that it was something he did in the past. It was something that he was doing right just a couple days ago.
It was both. It's the fact that the guy was doing it for 10 years, and also that he was starting to come into Smokey and Will's room and started doing that shit. And also, if you watch the video, you see that every time me or Von Helton speaks, the guy is insulting the fuck out of us over and over and over again. Now, hey, I've got all the strength and courage in the world to deal with dickheads and shit, but I don't want it to be on a consistent basis.
Right. Right. And you approached Will about it, you talked to him about it. Did you try to talk to him privately about it?
I talked to Will in the Facebook, and I talked to Smokey too. I said, guys, this guy's a really serious, dangerous problem. Not only will he fuck with me, but he'll also do shit to you guys if you ever piss him off. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it, dude. We'll keep that bitch out, blah, blah, blah. And then what happens the very fucking next day, I'm sitting in the room with them, and here he comes. And they actually tell me, oh, Brett, we'll make sure that he be's nice. Get the fuck out of here. He already dropped my home address. And then when I left, they still kept him in.
Who is this guy that you're talking about? I need to keep an eye out for him.
The guy is Revolver Bernie. That's the ID that he goes under.
That guy. His name, Barney. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I call him the Brettologist. Yeah. He. Yeah.
Exactly.
This dude knows an awful lot about you, Brett.
He thinks he knows a lot about.
I mean, not about you personally, but I mean about your history of here on the internet. That's as far as I know. I mean, I listened to this dude talk to Smokey maybe a month or two ago when you first started coming back. And this dude, the way he was talking about you, I mean, this dude sounded like a theologian. I'm serious. Like he sounded like it's kind of scary. About he's like, oh yeah, when back in 1990 something, Brett did this. I'm like, man, he's talking about Brett as if he's some sort of historical animal.
It is. It's kind of creepy, isn't it? Back in 1972, 5 minutes to the clock, Brett Keane was wiping his ass with some toilet paper. And did you know that he may have not even washed his hands afterwards? You see, I've got a sense of humor. And really all Smokey and Will has to do is they can make a public apology and say they won't allow fucking people to cyberstalk me. It's that simple, and I'll leave it alone. After I do this little show, I'm not going to do like some folks and make a TV series about it. I got other crazy shit to talk about. I just wanted him to see how that feels, having a live room going and people doing that kind of shit's ignorant, ain't it?
Yeah, I think this Revolver Bernie sounds a little bit like he's obsessed about gathering information about you, Brett Keane.
Yeah, it's creepy to me, man. So that's the guy you were talking about, then, the one who's
that's the guy I'm talking about. And you can't sit in a room and talk to him. There's no way to rationalize. You can't say, "Hey, look, man, I hear you got issues with me and all that, and you think I'm the Antichrist. But what do you say? Things get resolved, or we just simply don't talk to each other?" No, Brett, I'm gonna stay in here and fuck with you every 10 seconds. That's my life. That is what I dedicate my commitment to. I am a Brett Keane historian.
Yeah,
There's a lot of mystery about the legendary Brett Keane, but one mystery still stands. Is he half black or half white? That mystery still... that's what he sounds like to me. I don't know.
It's rough.
But-
It's rough.
Brett,
Go ahead, Ken.
Anyway,
can I give you my 2 cents on the whole situation? Because
You can give me a whole $1 if you want to. My
Yeah,
PayPal
okay.
link's in the description. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What's your 2 cents?
You said recently that you don't want all this drama. So I guess you have 2 options. You have a choice. You actually don't engage in the drama at all. That will give you sort of credibility that you don't actually want to engage in the drama, or you bring it up all the time, and then people will call you out on that. So you can't do both, in my opinion. You have to make a choice, I think.
Well, I already said after this, I really have no interest in going into it anymore. I don't want to fuck with anybody.
After
This is just a how's that feel kind of thing. You know, if I did something ignorant to Veckel, I would expect that he'd give me a taste of my own medicine. That's all this is. I'm not going to continue on after this.
If you drop it after this and you stay consistent about it, then I think you will gain some credibility about it. But then you're actually kind of obliged to not bring it up again, whatever the other people talk shit about you. You understand? So
I hear you. I got to be honest with you, and I think Veckel's known me long enough to realize this. I don't give a shit about reputation on the internet or credibility. This is just Smokey. You pissed me off, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste, and that's it. I'm not going to do videos after this. I don't want to continue to fucking have this aggravation. I'm not like Bruce, where I'm going to just keep coming back and shit like an addicted girlfriend.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I don't know Bruce that very well, but I hear the rumors. But anyway, that's just basically all that I wanted to say. Thanks for having me. I mean, I can stick around and I don't know.
Sure, I'd love to have you, Tom. You guys can hang out as long as you want. I wasn't going to do my whole damn show like this. Guru's lady says, unless you're totally anonymous and keep all information private, you can't unlearn who you, Brett Keane, are and have to expect some. I do expect that there's going to be internet trolls out there and bullshit. But there's a difference between someone who wants to make a video about how funny your gray hair is, how big your nose is, over someone who's just dropping your docks and inciting people to do ignorant shit to you. Kitty Cutie, how are you doing there, sweetie pie? You keeping it real?
Give me 1 minute. The cats are misbehaving.
I hope that you're in a good mood today. Every time you chat with me, an animal has died or someone's done you wrong. I hope that's not the case today. Are you in a positive mood?
Oh, I'm actually doing a lot better. I'm trying to make the cats stop misbehaving. Give me 1 minute, Brett.
The cat is misbehaving. See how quickly we got off the Smokey subject? Wasn't that quick? Very good. Very good.
Hey, Brett, I'm going to watch from outside for a little bit and try to pop back in because I got a lot of chores to do. So,
I understand, man. You're a dad. You got responsibilities. It is what it is.
You got to do that domestic duty. Check later.
See you.
All right. I'll be outside.
Oh, if you have any questions, let me know, Brett.
All right. Well, what do you want to share with us? I mean, you are going to be the token guy of the show. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Well, I mean, you can check basically a lot of things from ThickShades.com channel or unclesam.im channel. So, I mean, there's just extensive amount of information there. So if you have any question, I'll just, be very careful to to disclose certain thing or not to disclose certain things,
And that's rough. Well, it's up to you if you want to post and plug your channel. I mean, it is what it is. According to Smokey, you just got to deal with it whenever people are doing it to other people. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, have you noticed that Josh calls other people by their names, like Bill or Ryan or Andy or whatever, but he would only address me as Thicky. It's quite mysterious to a lot of people. The reason being is that he doesn't want to disclose my channel. He doesn't want others to know about my channel. And my channel, a lot of times, is straight up. So, obviously, he doesn't want to have his information out there. But speaking of Bill, hey, welcome, Bill. Bro, Bill.
Hello, Bill. How are you doing?
I don't want to offend people with my background. I'm doing the OBS at the moment. So.
Bill, is there any way you can adjust your mic? You sound like you're kind of far back or something.
Am I that bad? Is it?
No, the image looks great. It's the voice. Is there any way you can bring it closer to your mouth so I can hear you better?
Oh, sure.
Where are you? Also,
it's like almost you're speaking from hell.
Oh well, maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm speaking from hell. Can you hear me better?
I always figured hell would sound a lot noisier, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but obviously not in England. Hell was not so obviously noisy in England.
Oh yeah,
it's fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh goodness! So, how's your day been, Bill? What's happening with you? What's the news?
Today's been quiet. Been mostly in my garden, my allotment, sorting out my vegetables and stuff like that. So it's been a quiet day today, really.
Oh, you're a gardener. What kind of vegetables you got going on? Do you do fruit as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got so much that'll take me like half an hour to mention them all. But, suffice to say, I've got me turnips, I've got me beetroot, I've got me parsnips, I've got me peas, I've got me onions, red onions, white onions, the asparagus going, my fruit trees are mostly going really well. Already had our cherry crop, just had our strawberry crop and raspberry crop. Had me blackberries, me black currants, me white currants, and me red currants. And now we're waiting for our apple crop and our leeks and the next lot of parsnips and potatoes. So basically, yeah, busy to about, because I've got a nice size back garden, so I'm going to be busy to at least September in the garden.
I hear you there, man. It sounds to me like if a meteorite hits the earth or we have a zombie apocalypse, you got it set. You're going to be like the only person that survives in England. You got a garden and everything. Rock and roll.
I might be, because do you know what is scary is how few people know how to garden properly, fertilize properly, produce fruit properly from seeds, heirloom seeds. They keep buying F1 hybrids and they produce no seed. They've not got no consistent food. Plus, I've got me chickens as well. So at the moment, I'm dehydrating chicken eggs and powdering them and put them in jars.
I think Great Britain is not self-sufficient about food. I mean, that was a problem in World War II, at least.
It could. Do you know what frustrates me? It could be, but it isn't.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this is the problem. It's just down to a lot of things, especially anywhere in the world. It's mismanagement. That's what it is. It's not down to not enough fertile soil or land or anything else. It's literally politics, mismanagement, and stuff like that. There's plenty of land, even in England. We're a small island, literally a small island with almost 70 million people on it. And if we did use the land we had, we could be self-sufficient easily.
Are you certain about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys do me a favor? I'm going to go have me a smoke real quick. You guys take over my broadcast, all right? Make sure you say hi to new people out in the comments. So I'll be right back.
All right,
and Bill, I appreciate you coming in.
That's all right. That's fine. That's fine. That's all good. But yeah, we could be self-sufficient. There's enough arable land to do it. But just, again, so much is wasted. We've got so much land laying fallow, just not producing, your basics, your wheat and your barleys, let alone just your vegetables and seasonal produce. I remember even as a child, put this way, even as a child growing up, that even where I lived, we had about 300, maybe more hectares of orchards. All right, all around my town, the whole place was filled with orchards. And you know, when we went into the European Union, we had to buy just French Gold Delicious apples, and they chopped down every single orchard farm all the way around me. Every single one chopped to the stump and all burnt because we weren't allowed to produce that fruit because we had to buy it from France. That's mismanagement. And we've done that for so many years that it's embarrassing. You know, instead of like even going back, like you say, years ago, you know, during the war, we didn't have enough food. Of course, we didn't have enough food because of mismanagement and chopping down and burning our orchards and burning our fields. It was cheaper to import food from, you know, what used to be the empire, you know, India and places like that.
Yeah, South America, Australia, and stuff
but
like
we
that.
and this is right, we have more than enough arable land in this country to be self-sufficient. In actual fact, they've done some statistics a few years ago that we have enough arable land, if we used it wisely and properly, to feed 200 million people. And we're at a population of 70 million.
Yeah, that's with modern agricultural techniques, I guess. But I think during World War II, I mean, the Brits couldn't have just switched off. Well, we'll just eat vegetables and fuck the U-boats. I mean, at least in history, that there was a significant struggle with the U-boats and the Atlantic convoys.
And that's why, you know, we had the big push to grow your own and dig for victory in that time of history, because again, arable land wasn't being used. It was just laid fallow and just not used. But then they start to the dig for victory campaign, because obviously the U-boats were sinking, obviously, you know, from the empire, you know, our normal shipping routes, merchant navy, was getting sunk left, right and centre, and we weren't getting our imports of grain and potato and everything else in. So we had to dig for victory. So they reopened for a time land that was arable, never used, growed en masse potatoes and stuff, and people were encouraged in their back gardens to grow their own, you know, veg and that lot, of which, you know, they didn't keep all of it, because, you know, when you grew your own, because of the war effort, we had to donate, like, you know, a portion of that to the armed forces, so they took a portion. But man, I'm just saying, the fact of the matter, it's just so much arable land that's being wasted. I mean, literally wasted. Like, I gave that example earlier, hectares and hectares of our orchards were chopped down and burnt to the ground, because at the time, again, you know, early 80s, late 70s, politically, we had to, you know, we had to buy French Gold Delicious, and the old English, you know, Cox apples, you know, weren't really, you know, selling. They weren't making enough money, and burnt all the orchards, the whole lot. And you think, how many millions of tons of apple produce was wiped out just in a matter of months because of some EU regulation? It's going to take years to get that back again. But I'm just saying, this is the stupidity where politics gets involved and tells you what you can and what you can't grow and everything else. But we're out of Europe now, thanks be to God, so we don't have to worry. We can grow what we want, and we'll just be self-sufficient, God willing, in about 10 years, hopefully.
Yeah, well, and I guess in World War II there were less inhabitants in the United Kingdom than there are right now.
Yeah, there was.
I remember reading a report in Switzerland, which was landlocked, isolated by the whole Nazi empire at the time. They converted soccer fields into basically fields for agriculture, right? Just to produce more food, because they didn't have any imports of any kind, so to speak.
Yeah.
They had to survive somehow.
Yeah.
I'm back. Did you guys miss me?
Yeah, I missed you. And we was talking so much about agriculture, you would have probably gone to sleep in a coma anyway.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
But yeah.
It's all good. Well, continue on. I'm listening. I enjoy hearing a good discussion.
All right, yeah, because we was talking about self-sufficiency and stuff, and how nations when pushed to the edge, they can be self-sufficient if they really want to, and that's just with most of it. It's all down to money and finances. At the end of the day, because you've got to remember, back in the war, Britain actually had an empire. We haven't so much now, but we had an empire, and it was 5 times cheaper to import grain from America, Australia, New Zealand, India, and places, of the empire, big portions of Africa, than what it was to produce it itself. So we didn't really produce much ourselves, and that was the problem. Again, down to mismanagement. If we actually produced what we wanted, we could have been self-sufficient. It's just finances. Because you see, even now, not so much now, but go back 3-4 years ago, when we was part of the EU, we'd leave like hundreds of thousands of hectares of land just go to waste, because there was some deal in the EU that we could only export so much, and we had to import this much, and literally, I mean, thousands and thousands of hectares of land in this country. They just destroyed the crops because there was.
Let me tell you, I live in Eastern Croatia right now.
Yeah.
And in Croatia, there's a problem because young Croatians are leaving for the European Union because higher paying wages in other countries, Ireland being one of them, Germany being one of them, other countries being one of them, and there are lots of swaths of agricultural lands just being, nobody's working on them. There's nobody left to work on them.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Yeah.
And I might say the Croatians might actually exaggerate here, but there is a Croatian saying like Eastern Croatia can provide enough food for the whole of Europe. Now, maybe they're exaggerating a little bit, but the land here is really very productive, if you want to say. But the prices of the food that you produce are so low that it is
uneconomical.
It is, it is more profitable to just move abroad and do some manual labor in a different country.
Yeah,
it's ludicrous.
It is, and it is all down to money and politics. Because statistically, they've done maths over this. The people who like doing statistics and maths and everything else, but they reckon that, say you made Florida just all agriculture, the whole, that's only one state in America. So we're not talking about the whole world here, but just in one state in America, Florida, if they turned that all agriculture, that one state could produce enough food for the population we have on Earth at the moment. And when they talk about, oh, we're overpopulated, no, we're not. If you actually used and managed rightly all the land, all the fertile land that we have on Earth, we could sustain easy 30 billion people. But it's all down to money and politics. Why? There's no need for starvation in Africa and other places. There's no need for it. In Europe, we throw away more food just because of finance and politics. That food would supply Africa. I mean, we're talking millions and millions of tons of tomatoes, even just in Spain, where they've come to their threshold of profits. All the rest is waste. They literally crush them and flush them into the sea. Millions and millions of tons. So, and that's just Spain. And forget about it. Then you got Italy, very fertile. Britain is most of Europe is very fertile, and so is most of America.
Yeah.
It's honestly down to mismanagement. It's not of God. I'll tell you that much. Because
I agree, Bill. I agree that there's some easy changes with mankind. We could feed everybody in the world. I also believe that the medical field holds back a lot of cures because they want to see if they can maximize their profit. What's you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I'm 100% behind that. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I'll let someone else talk, but yeah, I'm 100% agree with that. Because
all this agriculture talk is like almost falling into make me fall into coma. but seriously, I want to address like a couple of points Jeremy made in the comment section. First of all, it's not called doxing because actually Smokey denies being Josh. That's the first thing. Second thing is that doxing is when you disclose full name. Okay, just because I call Josh by his first name, public first name, doesn't mean it's doxing. I hope that you understand those kind of terminologies. And when you want to like accuse people, you don't want to falsely accuse others. All right, Jeremy? Back to you guys.
So can I ask you, do you then think that if Smokey saying the Raging Atheist's name is, what was it, Ronnie Tate II, something, that he actually presented himself, nobody else? So is it doxing if the person said his name already publicly, or is it not doxing?
Well, according to terms of service on YouTube, if you disclose full name and it's recognizable, then that's called doxing.
But
because like no matter, it doesn't matter like whether you're on Facebook or not. We are not on Facebook. We are on YouTube.
No, I don't care about Facebook.
Wait a minute, guys. So if I say my name is Brett Keane, I live 17 miles south of St. Louis, that's doxing myself.
Yeah. You just have doxed yourself. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
But the point here is that Smokey is actually. I'm sorry. Smokey is actually denying that he is Josh. So there's no doxing here whatsoever.
Okay. Well, maybe that's a different thing. But let's say, okay, Brett Keane, your real name is Brett Keane, and you say you are Brett Keane. If I say, well, I'm talking about Brett Keane, am I doxing you then?
Well, that's exactly what the people did over in Will's room, and Smokey was aware of this. They doxed me, my private information and all that. That's the whole point. As you can see, Thick is not in here putting out addresses or doing that kind of thing. He's just simply talking about how he's not happy with Smokey, as are many others.
Yeah, but okay, I don't see what the name of the person in the top left is. He said it is only doxing if you release the name. If you release the name as well,
I said
then how
doxing
can I dox you?
Okay, doxing according to YouTube, and that you can be violated for terms of service is when you dox the full name that is recognizable, right?
Yes,
so if you if you say like Josh, that's not doxing.
Yes.
Especially when Smokey, just denies and denies that his name is Josh.
Yes, but Brett Keane is a full name.
Yeah, but his channel. He has
That's
channel
my name.
name.
Don't wear it out, or you'll buy me a new one.
I'm just using. I mean, like, I'm not saying anybody doxed Brett Keane. I'm just using you as an example. Brett Keane is the full name. If somebody else is referring to as Brett Keane, how can that be?
That's not doxing because that's his channel name.
That.
But if you dox like his address, like what Brett was saying.
Now you're adding the address. You said the full name before that, and that's it.
Right.
If you're releasing the full name, that's doxing. You didn't mention the address.
No. If you have not disclosed and you made yourself, not as Brett Keane, and yet you call him Brett Keane when he's his real name. That's doxing.
Okay,
But
yeah,
he
I
goes
understand.
by right. He goes by Brett Keane, and also the
And that
address.
is
When you
not,
disclose the address, that is doxing because that's a private information.
yes, but I mean, I don't know the address of Brett Keane. But if I refer to Brett Keane as Brett Keane, that's not doxing because that's
Because channel
his
name,
name. Yes,
right?
exactly.
No,
That's
not
what
just
I'm
his
trying
name,
to
but his channel
clarify.
name,
Yeah,
right?
that's what. But okay, let's say the raging atheist is saying his name is, what is his name?
TJ. Oh, Ronnie Tate.
Ronnie Tate the second, whatever. And then I refer to him as that. Is that doxing then?
Yeah, that would actually be doxing if he doesn't allow that. If he doesn't want that.
But he's made that public information.
Well, if he
So I
made
don't
that on
understand.
YouTube, then yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah, he did.
right. So if that's the case, then he doxed himself, right? So
Okay.
people can address him as Ronnie if they want.
They can address him as Ronnie Tate
Hold
the
on one
second as
second.
well.
Let's ask Raging Atheist what he thinks.
Okay.
You feel sorry for the daughter of my mom because I was making out with her? What? Like, no, I fucked her several times. You feel sorry for the daughter of my mom because I was making out with her? What? Like, no, I fucked her several times. That's how we kind of had a baby. Wasn't making out, wasn't dry humping on the couch.
That's like ultimate philosophy.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see what happens here real quick.
I am not banging my sister. Nacho sushi.
Okay, in the video, I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's too long, but he does end up saying what his name is and actually tells people to go to his Facebook and all that. That was a terrible idea on his part.
Yeah, he doesn't say his address. He's saying his name and the state where he's living, as far as I remember, right?
Right. I hear you. Well, why do you bring that up for? Nobody was getting into Raging's case, even though he definitely deserves a good ass kicking.
No, we were talking about doxing. So I was bringing him up just an example.
I think Sam probably knows this as well, but I've been the most bloody doxed person on bloody YouTube forever. People know my name, even know my middle name, my address, and absolutely everything. That's how doxed I've been.
Got some
So,
cool
well,
screen effects
I
you
don't
got
even
going
know
on
that
there.
person.
Huh?
As for me, well, Sam is me, first of all. As for me, I've been doxed like crazy, like Ryan, from Ryan. But
Ryan,
yeah,
Ryan even bold, and he mentions me full name. He doesn't say great, gospel good news. He goes, Bill Cuthbert from England, from this address and that address. And you think, so and that's why I don't even care anymore. I think we done a hangout a while back, and I said, right, here's my actual name. I give my full legal name, my full legal address, and say, and what are you going to do about it? And then left it.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I mean, it's, Smokey, aka Josh, also doxed me. But the thing is, like, I don't really care if he calls me like an autistic Korean or whatever. I mean, it actually tells me what he is. I don't care whether he calls me a thickie 1,000 times. That actually tells me what he is. You know what I'm saying?
He does seem a little ornery towards Koreans, I noticed, and English people. What's that all about?
Well, basically, he doesn't like me. Do you want to know a very abridged version of what the problem between me and Smokey is?
Let's hear it.
Right, the bridged version is, and then I'm obviously missing out lots of details because that'll take an hour, is Smokey was going around calling women bitches, whores, slags, and everything else. I dared, man, I blasphemed obviously against Smokey. I dared comment on his channel and said, "You're going to reap what you sow. If you're sowing hatred and variance and calling all these people these names, you're going to reap a whirlwind, and people are going to start saying hateful things towards you." And I thought, right, I'll leave it at that and hope he might meditate on that, meander in his mind about that, and think maybe I shouldn't be so hateful. But no, what I got was, oh, you've reaped what you sowed. Your daughter's dead. That's really funny. And then 3 days later, he makes a video of my daughter's fucking urn. That's what I got from him. That's the abridged version, and that's why I will never suffer him ever in my life. I tried to help him in goodly, godly conscience. Don't call women whores. Don't call women slags, because you will reap what you sow. And his response was, obviously other hangouts as well taking the piss, but a nice video between him and Wilkin Kane. Bill's daughter's dead. You've lost your paycheck. Ha ha ha. That is not Christian. That is actually.
That's the thing, man.
Can I let me ask the audience a question real quick, and then you jump on there, and I'm going to have me another smoke right afterwards. Folks, how do you guys feel about that? Bill was offended because he kept calling women whores, slags, and all these terrible names. Some of these words I don't even know. I'll have to look them up later, but they sound fucking rough. And whenever Bill confronts him about doing that to women, they decide to put a urn of this man's child who passed away up on a fucking video. I don't know if you heard me, Bill, in Smokey's room. I told him and Will to take that shit down. I said it's awful. It's not a cool idea at all. And obviously they didn't listen to me. So what do you guys think of that? Is that not
okay?
fair?
Let me just kind of like add in there. And here's the thing, I F around with like Bill. I F around with you, a lot. Also, Brad. The thing is, like, there's no evil, there's no maliciousness. But what I see from like Josh is like nothing but like pure evil. It's so twisted, I mean, I don't think that should be done. First of all, and secondly, especially on YouTube, just because you don't see this guys like face to face, it's just a very common principle that you don't do that kind of crap,
But it was worse. It was literally because we look. My daughter was on palliative care for quite a while. She's been on palliative care for months and months and months, and hoping and praying that she'd pull through. But obviously, it got to the point where she wasn't going to, and he knew about this through Ryan, believe it or not, the talebearer. And like I said, my only intent was to reprove. It wasn't even harsh. I didn't say, you child of Satan, go and burn, you eat. I just said, you will reap what you sow. If you're calling all these derogatory names towards women and people with infirmities, i.e. disabled and stuff, you will reap a whirlwind. People will get angry and hateful towards you if you do this. And he knew my situation, and he made some hangouts about it and done this and blah blah blah, and brought my daughter up for no reason. Didn't need to do that. That's only because he got information from Ryan. And then when she passed, I had a couple of private conversations, two hangouts. I had one with Rob, because her favourite, hymns and stuff. We played her favourite hymns, and we had like a memorial kind of YouTube thing about her. And then literally the day after, Will and Smokey got together and they made that video. And that's why I'll never speak to them again. They crossed a line. And I didn't even come with ill or evil intent. I was not against Smokey or anything ad hominem type. It's just, you pointed out the obvious Christian point. You can't give the gospel filled with hatred and expect people to come to Christ, to the cross, to the gospel when you're calling them these things. If there's someone an atheist or someone who's got a different theological leaning, Treat them at least as humans. Don't call them a whore. Or
So
a
you
slut.
basically what happened in a nutshell is you didn't like him insulting women and giving them these like slutty horse names.
Yeah.
You didn't like him making fun of disabled or the mentally ill and attacking anyone who doesn't completely agree with his theological views. And what you got in return was someone mocking your dead child.
Yeah. And
I'm going to be right back. I'm going to have a smoke. You guys talk about it.
That's right. And it's still fresh because, like I said, it was literally just February she passed. And it's bad enough that he does the same to Andy. And you know, his father passed many years ago. You know, some scars never heal. You always have emotions and memories of your beloved family members. But, you know, I mean, literally, my daughter passed in February. And within a few days after that, that video came out. And my intent was never ill. My intent, I've got to be honest, I'm not lying now. My intent is not good towards Smokey. And it won't be good towards Smokey because a line was crossed that you never cross. And that's how it is.
Are you saying you can never reconcile with Smokey?
Yes, I am saying that, yes. I would never.
There's no theoretical possibility.
Never. No. I will die. I can forgive as the Lord wants us to and come to terms with it, but I will never reconcile. Even Judas betrayed the Christ. No reconciliation there. He went to me on par or worse because he mocked my daughter's death literally a few days after she passed. There is never reconciliation between me and him and others. I may forgive in time and God empower me to do so. But because I forgive someone, because Christ empowers me to and suffers me want to, does not mean that I could ever reconcile and befriend them or even converse them again. I will never do.
Well,
especially even in regard to even the scriptures, it even says, if a brother do this against you and he repents, forgive him. Smokey has never repented and he never will. So even the first hurdle is not done to me. I've not done the wrong. You
can't know that he never will.
Well, you know, you got to prove that he is a brother too.
Yeah. So there's two hurdles before I have to even forgive. I'm not judicially in the heavenly kingdom even obliged to forgive on two accounts. One, he's not a brother, and two, he's not repented. If he passes them two hurdles, and we're talking biblical hurdles, we're not talking. If he does them, then I am duty bound, okay, to forgive.
So I think I have to inform you that I'm not a Christian. I'm not a brother in Christ. I'm an agnostic. So I've heard now your side of the story, right?
Have you got children?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, it's hard for you to answer. If you had a child that was born and you raised the child and loved the child and they died and someone thought that was really funny and make a video about it, then you'd understand how I would feel.
I think I can empathize with your situation there. Yeah.
And that's why, again, I have not said in heavenly kingdomly terms that eventually there may come a time when I forgive and set that aside if those parameters are met, i.e. he's actually a brother in Christ, which I doubt because no brother in Christ would ever do that. Do you know, I've not even seen a pagan even go that far, let alone a so-called Christian. And then when you cross that hurdle, you come to me and you repent of the wickedness you've done, then forgiveness may come. But I'm not ever told in the Bible to reconcile to that. I can make reconciliation and make peace with all men if it be possible, the scripture says. But I'm not obliged to ever reconcile to someone who has done such wickedness. I will never. And that's not going to happen. And I'm happy in my conscience between me and God, and even in the ecclesia, the body of Christ, to be in that position. And I'm not going to move from that, because what was done is so wicked, so anti-Christ, and even anti-humanitarianly, you know, even within the pagan circles, even those who we would incline, not me personally, but Christian would incline to be way off there. They wouldn't stoop that low. This is straight. This sort of behavior is straight from Satan. He is the accuser. Only Satan would find pleasure and enjoyment in laughing at someone who's died.
So may I ask, and I'm just trying to understand, you obviously are hurt by this, and have you confronted Smokey, and what did he respond?
His response was, do you want me to be honest? His
of course.
Yeah, his response was, fuck you, Bill. You come on my channel and beg forgiveness and fucking pay homage to me, you low-life fucking cunt. Okay? That's your Christian so-called attitude.
Wow.
So
And the only thing Bill did was just simply ask him to quit with all the name calling and being mean to the ladies and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not really sure that Bill's the one that needs to really do all the asking for forgiveness, from what I hear.
No, I wasn't asking Bill for asking for forgiveness. I was asking if he confronted Smokey and what Smokey actually answered.
Yeah,
right?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you guys what. I'll make a deal right now. If he apologizes to Bill and myself and removes that urn clip that they got going on up on his channel, I'll fucking remove all videos that I've said negative things about Smokey. I am all about the forgiveness and redemption, but he's got to remove the urn, and he's got to apologize for allowing a cyber stalker to do that shit to me. How's that sound, Bill? Anybody else think we need to throw some deals in the pot?
That sounds pretty good, actually.
I don't think you should remove videos where you accuse Smokey Saint if the accusation is right.
The accusation of what?
What? Yeah, exactly.
Well, what you just said, that he was misbehaving.
All he has to do is apologize for allowing a cyber stalker in the room to harass me and aggravate me, and also remove the urn that he's representing in his video as Bill's child. Even if he doesn't like Bill, even if they never work shit out, his child has nothing to do with what's happening on YouTube. It's wrong. It needs to go.
Yeah, but if Smokey did that, why would you remove the evidence that he did that? I don't understand that.
This is about him making a change and fixing the problem that is irritating people. Besides, if any new Christians come to his show and they want to take him seriously with credibility as a Christian, and they see an urn of him making fun of a child who's passed away, nobody's going to believe him.
Oh, wow. I mean, I was confronted about that in the Raging Atheist hangout that I was the last time, and I said, like, where do you expect that people who subscribe to your channel are watching all of your content in the past before they subscribe to the channel? There are people subscribing to your channel before they even know that maybe you said something wrong in one of your older videos. That's the truth. I was a fan of the Raging Atheist before I knew that he was saying horrendous shit about girls defined or certain individuals on the internet, which I then found later to be abhorrent, and then I unsubscribed. But what you're presenting as the case,
the fellowship of forgiveness is not like you just forgive. Of course, if someone passed away, then, you know, and you want to be at peace, then you can forgive him or her. However, what Christ commanded us is that if your brother transgressed against you, the condition right there is that if he or she is a brother or sister and he repents, meaning that he got to acknowledge what he has done wrong, then you have responsibility to forgive him. He has to be your brother. He has to repent and come to you and ask for forgiveness. And then you have a responsibility to forgive. You don't just forgive. Even God doesn't do that.
There's another thing that bothers me too, and I spoke very, very long lengths in private chat with Smokey about this. I told him, look, this Andy guy, he's in a lot of pain because of the loss of his father and people in his life. And you told the guy that his father, whom you don't even know, is squirming and screaming and crying, flailing in hell. And I told him this is not what Christianity should represent. This is not the way it should be. Look, people can have their theological views and their ideas and disagreements, but you don't take it to the next level and mock people's dead family members. To me, I've always said in my videos, what have I always said, Thick? I said family is the most important thing on this earth that God has blessed us with. You just don't go over that line.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't. You never go over that line. Never. Even you don't. But for 2 or 3 reasons you don't go that line. One, for a moral reason, you just don't go there, and that's, I believe, innate in all human beings if they have morals. Secondly, we don't even know what past relations have said or thought or believed on their deathbed, so we have no position of judgment of where they're going at all. And thirdly, God is the one who decides, not you. And if you want to chuck in a fourth one, you could even bring in a dispute about interpretations of hell anyway. Because there are scores of interpretations. I can't, again, I'm of the mind. I'm not a universalist like Andy. I understand Andy's point. I have a little bit of respect for it, but I don't believe that fits in entirely with the orthodoxy of the Christian faith. But I do not see this omnibenevolent God tormenting someone in literal flames and the Dante's Inferno scenario, sticking tridents up their backside and tormenting, ripping their eyeballs out for all eternity, for the sake, if you were lucky on it as a human, to get 10. I don't see that. So I think even that discussion is a lot deeper than people think. And just to say, oh, well, this means this and this means that, without looking into, the etymology of words and understandings of even cultures. So, bringing in hermeneutics then, to just carte blanche say, all right, as far as I know, your dad didn't believe, so that means he's going to be tortured for all eternity with his eyeballs melting. And what's even worse is these people find it funny. This is what gets me, even if I'm wrong in my theology. If I'm wrong because I don't believe it's eternality of torture and melting eyeballs and shit, even if I'm wrong, there's no justice in finding that funny, when even the scriptures are literally replete with, I desire none be lost, I desire all be saved, I do not enjoy this, I have no pleasure in the wicked being this, and everything. The whole Bible is replete. Even the Old Covenant, which was harsher, has no pleasure in people suffering and going to this place of torment. And yet these people find pleasure in that. I've even heard Jill even saying he's excited and looking forward, almost smiling, to look down on people burning in a lake of fire. This isn't Christianity. This is mental illness. And no wonder there's so many atheists If they get that message, if they're getting the wrong message that God is hate and takes pleasure in people suffering, that's no gospel, and this is what we're getting from these people. To me, it's disgusting. Not only because it's not scriptural, but secondly, because these religiotards find it amusing and funny and pleasurable. It's sadistic. So you see why you get the risings of the amazing atheists and the raging atheists. Of course you see it, because they're getting another Jesus thrown in their face, a Jesus that hates you, a Jesus that's excited about you burning in hell, a Jesus is really gleeful that you're going to be tormented. This is so far away from the actual Jesus of the Bible that actually died, was spat on, had his beard ripped out, had a crown of thorns placed on his head, had his hands nailed across, his feet nailed across, a pierce in his side, had a cat and nine tails upon his back and his body, so you wouldn't go there. And this Jesus they preach is completely contrary to my Jesus that I've read in the Bible. And that frustrates me so much, as embarrassing.
I agree.
May I ask you a question?
I gotta say, there's not one single thing Bill has said that I can refute or disagree with. That's how I see it. Even if you don't share somebody's theological position, it doesn't give you the right to just drag somebody through the damn mud over it. You're right. And it sends a bad message to atheists. They're going to look at it. I know if I was a former atheist and I heard somebody laughing and cackling about bodies burning and being purged like that over and over, I'd be like, fuck this group. These people are nuts.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean,
can I ask, please? Okay,
sure.
Can I ask you a question? Are you from Europe or are you from the United States?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Well, you know, I'm from England. I'm from England.
Yeah, but okay, in my experience, at least in Europe, the whole debate between atheism and theism, or believers, non-believers, whatever you want to call it, is much less tense than it is in the United States of America. In the United States of America, people are almost at each other's throat, while in Europe it's like, whatever. He believes in something else, and I don't care. So I'm not quite sure where this concern comes from that you're having for the atheists. The atheists are going to conclude something very strange and bad about your religion, because from my experience, they don't.
No.
What do you mean by your religion? Are you a Christian? Or are you an atheist? What are you?
Me? Are you talking
about the other person who was talking? Yes, you.
I am a Huxleyan agnostic.
Right. Okay. You're agnostic. Yeah. But let's put it this way. Let's put it in simple layman's terms, because you're agnostic. If I was to represent, say you were slightly inclined to a deity, okay? Even slightly inclined, that's enough. Say you were slightly inclined to a deity, a creator of the heaven and the earth and all that there is.
Okay.
And I gave you a message, either you've got two choices of the message you get. If I give you a false gospel and I say, God hates you, all your relations that didn't believe in God, and if you had a child that died and they didn't believe in God, God is actually excited that they're going to be tormented and torn asunder and the eyeballs melted. Right, that's the Smokey gospel.
Or, yeah, I understand.
Or you hear the actual gospel that in spite and despite of your unbelief, despite and in spite with your agnostic, atheist, anti-theist, Buddhist, Muslim, whatever you are, God loves you and is most desirous to have a relationship with you. Would you like to come and taste and see how good God is? Which of those messages would incline more? Be honest, which is inclining more?
Well, inclining in regards to which message would be more pleasant for me,
No,
right?
no, not pleasant. Inclining, not only in pleasantries, but actually in truth, because the second part is actually the truth. The first part is religianity. All
No,
right.
okay. Now I have to backpedal against you again because
Religianity?
I can't really make a statement about which one is true because
No, I just said which
I'm
one
an
was
agnostic.
inclined to. I know, but I'm just saying. No one's born a Christian. I was an atheist. Some of my friends, and this is the gospel truth, part of my testimony, called me the Antichrist. I was so anti-Christ, so anything against Christianity, it was unbelievable. But it took one person. Yeah, but it took one person to express a message of this God, this Christ, that I understood. And they went through the Bible and explained it. And I understood this God is not hate. This God is not pleased that people are separated. This God is not happy that people are born malformed, diseased, and the fall. He's not for this. He's actually against this and desires everyone come to the saving knowledge of his son Jesus Christ and to look forward to a day where there's not going to be no tears, there's not going to be no suffering, there's not going to be no death, that everything is going to be made anew, a new heaven and a new earth. That inclined me towards God. So I came from literally, I'd done 180 within a few days, from Antichrist to Christian. And that was because I was blessed to get the actual gospel and receive the actual message of Christ. And a lot of people are not getting that, especially on YouTube, where it's literally obliterated with so many false gospels, so much hatred, so much variance, so much misunderstanding and just callousness. Man, it's surprised if anyone actually gets saved. Listen to a message on YouTube the way it is at the moment. But I was blessed. I got it verbatim from Evangelist, and they let me know the actual position scripturally, everything, and boom, I went 180 degrees.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, can you hold on real quick? Kat's been trying to get in for a little while.
Sorry, Kat. Yeah, you.
Yeah, she's tried over and over, and that's my virtually adopted daughter. Go ahead, Kat. What you got for us?
Oh, I just want to say, I also agree. I mean, I'm an atheist Jew, but I think Smokey's an absolute twat, and he kind of treats people terribly for no particularly good reason. I mean, I don't like the guy. It's public knowledge. I hate. We've said it on stream multiple times. Where I hate him with every fiber of my being.
Why do you think he disrespects you for? What's the issue? Because you've always been a cool person as long as I've known you, and you've been through a lot of struggles and challenges. Why does he give you shit for?
Probably because I just talk mad shit to him. I mean, which is fair. That's part of the gimmick on the show. But the whole thing on the show is that it's funny that Smokey and I hate each other and we yell at each other. And we really just don't like each other. So the hate is
kayfabe? It's kayfabe? There's
no actual No, it's real. It's just funny that we actually hate each other. Because I am diametrically opposed to what he believes. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't really necessarily know what I said necessarily twice, but whatever. What Christianity is, to a particular person. But I don't think it's what Smokey thinks. I think he's an unnecessarily preachy, overly righteous twat.
Well, I don't hear anything I can disagree with or debate about there, Kat. You pretty much said it like it is, I suppose. What you got for us, Tom? Tom, bring the heat.
Oh, I just wanted to add that, well, in Europe, the whole, how would you say, the trenches between theists and atheists are not dug as deep as they are in the United States. In the United States, it's a whole another level of sophistication. and basically, if you're not in my trench, then you have to be the enemy, so to speak, and all guns are directed at you immediately. In Europe, I don't know, we seem to treat things a little bit more casual, so to speak. I don't know, and that's what I observe about theists and atheists who live in the United States in general. They're at each other's throat, and there's this conflict. There's almost no room for being in the middle of it, which I tend to be quite often, and then I get flack from both sides. But I'm used to it, so.
Well, Tom, you do realize I'm an adult. If you feel that you still like Smokey, I mean, that's up to you and everything. I'm not going to say, well, Tom, you and I can no longer be pals because you like somebody I disagree with. Don't worry about that, Tom. It's okay to disagree with someone and like them at the same time. If that's the case, it's cool.
What I like about Smokey is that he's abrasive, and I don't know, if you're working with tools, you sometimes need the very abrasive tool to get the job done before you take out the finer tools, so to speak. And he might actually alienate certain people. I think he does. And
you mean like 95% of the human race? Sure, go ahead.
That's generous.
That's your interpretation. I didn't say that.
No, but you talking about tools? Do you use a hammer to crack an eggshell or a spoon?
No, I would say
neither.
I've never used a spoon. I don't know how they do it up there. I just kind of
like to use my head.
Yeah.
I might use a different tool, except if I don't have a different tool, then I would use
every tool has a purpose, and there's never a tool or ever a purpose to demoralize, humiliate, condemn a person. There's not a tool out there that should ever be used to do that.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I don't know.
I heard your story.
Look at Shaw Harper real quick. He says Smokey's abrasive, like Jesus. I don't remember Jesus running around calling people slags and mocking the disabled. It seemed like he was a little bit different than that.
Hey, just remember that Jesus hung out with a prostitute that he never had sex with, by the way, and treated her like a real person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right, Kat. Amen to that.
That's 100%. And this is what I'm saying is there's literally one portion in the whole New Testament where Jesus had righteous indignation, and that was righteously so in context, because a house of prayer, of meditation, of goodness and godliness was turned into a financial institution where they didn't pray, they didn't meditate, and they didn't love. So Jesus got crossed that one time, and he whacked, whacked them tables, kicked them chairs over.
I have a question about that.
Okay, I have two quick comments to make about that.
Okay.
First of all, I said Smokey is abrasive, and I think we all agree. And second of all, I never did say.
Hey, hold on, Smokey's what?
Smokey is like Jesus. Abrasive.
No. What are you talking about? Smokey is not like Jesus.
Yeah, I actually just confirmed that. I never saw
somebody out in the comments actually said that.
Jesus was never evil.
Yeah, I never said that Smokey is like Jesus. What the fuck? Can I repeat
I'm sorry.
myself?
Maybe I heard wrong.
No, what had happened was somebody out in the comments named Shaw Harper. He said this. He goes, "Smokey's abrasive, like Jesus." Yeah. So
no.
And Tom's trying to say that. Well, I guess we haven't let Tom finish. Let him continue,
Well,
and then
I think it's there's a difference between being evil and abrasive.
Okay, I'll just repeat my statement. Smokey is abrasive, but I never said that Smokey is like Jesus. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, that's right, yeah. And that's absolutely
Carl
right.
Harper says, aren't we supposed to be like Jesus?
That's
Yeah,
right.
we're supposed to strive to be like Jesus Christ and run around calling people slags and hooers and all this kind of stuff. Well,
That's
I
not
don't
just,
know. How about that for who has not sinned, cast the first stone? That seems like a quote one should go by, right? Do unto others, yada, yada,
Yeah,
yada.
don't pick the speck of sawdust out of your brother's eye when you have a plank in your own.
exactly.
Right?
And exactly. And that's 100% right. And obviously forget about all literally every single account in the New Testament, save that one when he got cross and righteous indignation in the crosses. And it wasn't a crossness towards sinners, it was a crossness and just righteous indignation towards the religious people, not the whores, the prostitutes, and any other derogatory term that you want to call us sinners, because we're all sinners, believe it or not. But no, Jesus was so inclined and loved sinners not so much that he was even throughout known by the Pharisees as a friend of sinners.
And also, like, when
I do have a question about that incident.
Yeah, can I just? But what I'm saying now, if Jesus was here now, right now on terra firma now, he would not be hanging out in half these bloody churches. He'd be going, where these other peoples are. These
That's
people
right, Bill. I would totally invite Jesus to our chat room and have a discussion. I think he would do it. Go ahead.
And also, too, like kind of like address what Jeremy was saying was that, yeah, Jesus did whip. He pulled out his whip, but why he did so? He wasn't pulling out the whip to just general people, and he wasn't doing that all the time. All right, so obviously there is a difference. He was pulling that whip out towards those, pretentious pastors, and how they are making the temple as some sort of like business crown. He wasn't doing that every day like Smokey.
I have. Okay, so where did Jesus have? Did he already have the whip, or did he make it? That's what I'm sticking on.
He made it.
He made it.
All right, so it wasn't. So it was premeditated at that point, right? So he had to go out and make the whip.
He didn't meditate it like 2 days before, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but he had to spend time. It's hard to make a cat of nine tails.
Oh yeah, he made it. Yes, he made it.
Okay. All right, that was just my question, because I didn't know. Did he just carry one around on the off chance that happened?
No, Jesus was a craftsman. Jesus was a craftsman. I couldn't put a whip together. I'll tell you what, it'd take me all day.
Yeah, he made it deliberately because there was one thing. If you read the New Testament rightly,
one time,
see this. The one specific reason was literally the temple, which I said was a place of prayer, of meditation, of goodly and godliness. It was a place where the common folk, didn't matter if you was rich or poor, black, white, or anything, male or female, you could cover to the temple and you could do your prayers and meditation and stuff. But what happened was the religious organization, especially those who were dodgy in that organization, made merchandise. They made it hard for like a pauper to come into the temple, which was their due right under God, to come to the temple and pray. And they made it so hard. You've got to give us this money for so many pigeons, this money. And that was using like,
Jews don't need to go to the temple to pray.
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, they were making the temple as some kind of business place.
Yeah, but certain times in the years they had to. Yeah, they did.
I mean, in Judaism it is. You do have to pay the Cohen in order to do things. That's just how Judaism works.
Yeah, but you don't have the interest.
Not in the beginning.
You don't have interest. You don't say.
I'm sorry, I'm the Jew.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill, by the way, as well as Kat, Jamie Russell on here pointed out something I didn't even think about. He was talking about how he probably grabbed one sitting around attending animals. Remember, they were marketing. So it's possible he might have grabbed one off the table and started swinging it around. He didn't like that they were doing that and screwing with the house.
See, that makes more sense to me than the fact that he went off somewhere, made a whip, and came back. I like that better. I don't know if that's true, but I like it better.
Yeah, I'll have to look on Google later. How did Jesus obtain his whip weapon? You know,
Yeah, he disarmed one of the guards and went full Bruce Willis Die Hard.
Well, whether he made it or not, I think that's kind of like second point. The point is that, he did once. It's not like Smokey doing that crap over and over.
I'll tell you what, let's make it nice and simple for people to understand. Look in your New Testament and tell me how many times Jesus condemned a sinner. And then I will tell you 50 times.
None, no time. Nothing.
I will tell you 50 times how many times he condemned the religiotards, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, Sanhedrin. Every time. There's the big difference. If Jesus, and I'm sticking to that because I know it in the New Testament. If Jesus, I know it's a different era, different time. If Jesus was here now, he would be inclining and speaking to the prostitutes, the whores, the people who are afflicted. That's where he'd be. He wouldn't want to be hanging out in half these bloody churches.
I hate to say this in Smokey's defense, but I am the prostitute and the whores.
Well, then Jesus would hang around with you.
Well, I'm just saying Smokey also hangs around with me, even though we hate each other's guts.
Does he say complimentary things? Does he say Jesus?
Yeah, occasionally he does.
But then what's the problem with him then?
Because he's a transphobic fuckwit who treats other people poorly. I mean, he doesn't really treat me poorly, but it's because I'm loud, I think.
Well, Kat, you got to understand, because he used to be one.
Oh, no. I am. This is my headcanon. I don't know if it's true, but I'm pretty sure Smokey is a self-hating gay.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
And he's obviously in a position where he's compromised, let's be honest, because you're friends with Will. So he's compromised position there.
I was the original one who got Smokey on Will's stream.
So, yeah, but I'm saying he's compromised, so he's not going to go too badly harshly against you.
Oh, he will.
Will he?
He's done it. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, my thing is, I don't have issue if Bill has a bad day, he calls somebody a name. Smokey has a bad day, he calls somebody a name. But if you allow cyber stalkers and put an urn of somebody's baby on your damn videos, that's my issue. That's where I have a problem. Telling a man who you don't even know that his father, whom you've never met, is burning and writhing in hell. These are my issues. If you have a bad day and you just go off on each other and shit for about 10 minutes and forgive at the end of the day, I'm fine. It is what it is. Everybody gets in the flesh sometimes. Make sense?
That makes sense to me.
It makes sense to me too. I don't have any problem with Smokey, and I mean, in fact, I want to love the guy. The problem is that he freaking lies too much. I mean, every freaking sentence almost. I mean, like for example, let's say he is a pedo. I mean, okay. I mean, everyone can have certain like scenes, but the thing is, like, if he has
that's not a
repented
fact.
truly,
That's proven.
Okay, look. So I used to work in.
What is he lying about?
He's lies about me, isn't he?
What is Smokey lying about?
Guys, lied about Brett, lied about me, lied about like a lot of things already.
Elaborate.
He lied about.
Quiet.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go have me a smoke. I'm gonna have me a smoke real quick. You guys take over the broadcast, all right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't know your name. What is your name, Puff?
Tom 34B. It's not Puff. Puff is the sound when I hit.
Okay, so what is your name exactly?
Tom 34B.
Okay, what is Smokey's name?
Smokey Saint.
No, what is name? If your name
His
is
name is
Tom,
Smokey Saint. My name is
no, I'm talking. I'm
TomTom34B.
not talking
Do-
about the YouTube name. I'm talking about
Oh,
his name.
you
I'm
want to
not
know my
doxing Smokey
name?
Saint.
No, I'll not say you my real name, and I
So you
don't
have
know
no idea what
Smokey's
his
real
name
name.
is.
I do.
You have no idea what his name is, huh?
I do.
No, but if I don't have
Of course
an
not.
idea,
Of course. But thing is,
if
I don't
don't,
even know why
no,
you
no,
are
no,
even
hold on.
here when you don't even know
If
even
I
his
don't
name.
know his
No, I'm not
name,
going to hold
why
on
would
just
you
because
ask
you
me about
you
his
don't
name?
even know his name,
I
yet you
mean,
want to defend him. What is
I,
his name?
Oh, what? Why
What?
is
Let me
you
ask you in
you know
English,
the name
plain
you
English.
have
What
isn't the right
is
one, right?
his
why is
name?
me having a knowledge about his real name a
Because he
requirement for
lies.
defending
Okay.
him?
The point is he
No, you didn't
lies.
answer my question.
You don't have his real name though.
No, I
Who are you
don't.
talking to, Puff or
Any
me?
all of you, you
It's not
don't.
No, I
Puff, it's
do.
No,
I
TomTom34B,
have
no,
his
you
you
stuff.
don't.
bigot.
No,
Yes, I do.
I have no, I actually do. I know that's not real. I'm not gonna dox him, but that's not the person you think it is.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Forget all that
Why
for a
is his
second.
Go ahead,
personal
Bill.
name
Forget that for a
relevant at
second.
all?
Okay, this took some relevance then. That
It's
lies.
relevant because you don't even know his name, yet you're defending the guy.
I do,
Okay,
and I'm
so I
not
can't
defending him.
defend people who I don't know the name of.
All right, but you asked, the question was that he's not lied about stuff. I can tell you a lie right now. What he
Okay, but
said.
you weren't asked. I asked the other person.
Yeah, but ask me.
Come on, Tom.
No,
Be
I
patient.
didn't ask you, Bruce. I'd asked the other person. What's your other person's name, actually? My name is TomTom34B. What's your person's name?
My name is Sam, and the person on the top left is Bill. Now,
Yeah.
what is
Okay,
Smokey's
Bill, sorry.
name? Do you even know his name?
I don't care.
Hey,
Well,
so you're
I think you should stay
I'm
silent.
sorry. Are
Is
you
this
asking to have
relevant?
doxing happen?
Yeah, is this relevant? People's
Doxing?
Are
real
you
names
inciting
are
doxing? Because that
calling the
sounds like
first
exactly
name.
what you're doing.
Cat, hey, listen, Cat. Calling the first public name is not called doxing. Okay?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not a. Well,
But we
one, the
were
name you have is wrong. Two, why are
Because
you
it's a
asking his name?
public name. And also, when
I
Smokey
referenced
denies
him to
him being
Smokey.
Josh, that's
Isn't
not
that
called
enough?
doxing.
I
Well,
Hey,
referenced the
Tom, I think
person
you
as
should
Smokey.
actually go
So-
and find out his name first.
No, I don't need to. I
you-
referenced
Well,
to
then
the
obviously,
person as
then you're
Smokey
actually
Saint.
swallowing
Is that
his
not
lies.
enough?
You know, I don't even
Question.
understand why you
Can
want
I
to
bring up
swallow
my
his
multiple
lies.
years of
The
being a
point about
private
it is about
investigator here
swallowing
as
the lie,
relevance?
whether he's lying or not. Okay.
Okay, make
So
your
if
case.
he can lie
your
about
case.
even his name, I think you should actually, recheck about certain facts. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, go check about certain facts. About which facts should I check about and why?
Well, obviously you cannot know the facts because you don't even know which one is which.
Tell me why.
I was actually
What?
going to give an example.
Give
of
me
him.
a reason why.
Hold up.
What the fuck?
Can I ask something?
Well, because you don't even know his name. What the F?
I should know his name because I don't know his name. And that's the reason
It's
why
your
I should
problem that
know
you don't
his
know.
name.
Yeah,
Am
you're
I
appealing to
being
something that
ignored
you
because
don't
I'm
even
being
know. I mean, why do you
reasonable,
appeal?
or
Why do you
Okay,
appeal
go
to
ahead.
something you don't
what's the
even
deal?
know, Tom? That is quite idiotic.
I mean,
No, you're idiotic.
well,
Go ahead, Kat.
Yes,
Oh,
you
okay,
are idiotic.
All
I'm
right,
just-
I'm back.
I'm just trying to, suss out here. So I'm trying to say I hate Smokey with every fiber of my being, which I've said quite often. I despise the guy. I loathe the man. But what you're saying just isn't factual about that. I know because I used to be a private investigator for like half a decade. I checked his shit that I was given. Like, I know who the fuck he is and that isn't him.
Do you hate him, though?
Yes, I do. I hate him. I think he's a fucking transphobe. I think he's a horrible person. I think he does
I
fucked
don't
up
hate
shit to
him.
people for no goddamn reason. But he's not that person.
I just want to
Like,
get where, because I know people will come on and say, I hate this person.
Well, let me finish. If you would let me finish, I just want you to hate the guy for what he actually is.
So
what is he?
A fucking transphobic, homophobic fuckwit who treats people horribly unnecessarily. He's so far up his own ass, and you want to know why he's so far up his own ass? Because his opinions are all shit, and that's all he can see.
So you hate him because he hates others?
Yes.
It's the same hate.
No, okay.
Folks. Hold on. Let's ask Shani, for Christ. What does she think about all that? What do you think about Shani?
Go fuck yourself, asshole.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
That's valid. I think we could all learn from that.
All right. Well, I got to be honest with you folks. I've got no hatred whatsoever. I don't know if you guys noticed in my video, I wasn't, like sweating in the forehead and going, oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. None of that kind of stuff. I'm just aggravated. I want him to remove the urn in the video. I want him to apologize for allowing a damn cyberstalker to come in and do what he did. I want Will to apologize for allowing this guy to come in, knowing that he dropped my dots. And I want an apology. And I also would like an apology for Andy, because Andy, Smokey doesn't even know Andy's dad. And he told the guy that his father's burning in hell as we speak.
Wait, who died?
Oh yeah, that's one thing
Andy
that
Cap's dad.
I went in I forgot about it. I went into one of his hangouts asking what he thought about M. Scotty totally disrespecting his dad, saying that his dad is going to fry. I asked each one of them in the panel, and the guy who called himself a pastor, Kenny, he's like, "Oh, you are being passive aggressive." I don't care whether I'm passive aggressive or not, man. Answer, give me an answer. I asked Smokey, all these guys, they actually condone that action. It's freaking incredible, these evil bastards.
Even what Jamie says, where people say, "Yeah, I told Smokey the urn was wrong, but I still hang around and he's still my buddy, and I still endorse him and give him thumbs up." Then you're not really have a conscience, do you? What's the matter with you? If anyone here, I hardly know the Puff, whatever his name is, and the K, and I scarcely know Brett Keane. But if someone said, and say any one of those three who I scarcely know had a relation who'd passed recently, and someone made fun of them, I would completely break all ties. And this is my conscience. I'm not saying it's yours, but I'm not you. I'm a Christian, and I have principles, and I would not suffer hanging around or talking to someone in that situation. So if Brett had a loss of the family, someone made fun of him, whether I like Brett or not, whether I disagree with Brett or not, I would say nothing. I want nothing to do with you. That is absolutely vile. So these Jeremys, these Veckles, and all the others that say, yeah, that was wrong about putting your daughter who just died and putting a fucking picture of an urn on there. That's wrong, but he's still my friend. Fuck you. That ain't Christian. And I won't call you Christian. I won't even call you bloody human at that rate. What the hell is the matter?
Yeah, it's not just a Christian thing, it's human decency. That's the thing. And I don't see what the problem is, just simply asking someone to remove some sick shit that has nothing to do with it. If you like Kat, for instance, when you have a problem with someone, you go after that person. You don't go after every single person. That's the way you do. If somebody wants to come up here and spend 20 minutes saying, Brett, you're a piece of shit, I'd be like, great, that's wonderful. You get nothing for Christmas. Fuck off. And that's the end of it. Yeah. But you don't bring the daughter, the son, the wife, and everybody else into it. What the fuck's that all about?
Yeah, I don't do that. That's not how I play. I'm very upfront. If someone wants to fight with me, someone starts shit, I have shit with them, no one else.
It's like as sickening as Ryan mentioning Andy's dead baby. I mean, why do they do this all freaking time? Why do they have to hate on those who passed, even the loved ones? It's evil.
Because it gets a reaction.
Yeah, but it's evil. That's something.
That's even more evil. Oh my god.
Well, I'm just saying. You asked why.
Yeah,
Don't lie.
That's straight from Satan, that sort of stuff. You know. So I'm saying I've got no problem if Smokey says, "Okay, yeah, I'll do this," and I'm a Satanist. I'll say, "Okay, then, right? At least we know your method behind it." But to say you're a Christian and to do this, that is so oxymoronic. It's embarrassing. That is so contra. How could you even declare yourself a Christian and say these things? You can't. It's so polars apart. It's just stupid. And again, I got just crossed in because, again, the semi-justification. I've mentioned this before. You can pull it up if you want. Proverbs 17:15. Pull it up if you want. I'd actually like someone to pull it up and quote it verbatim, as I have many times. And that's my position.
I don't know. My position is that I'm not known. I mean, I'm just saying. I've recently experienced a surge of popularity for brutalizing Nakasuchi.
She is Count Capula.
Just want to put that out there. The K is feared now.
That's rough. Well, I hope everybody's in a good mood and hungry for some ice cream.
I love you, Brett. You're the best dad.
Oh my god. I have to say something. This is very anecdotal, and hopefully nobody feels offended, especially not Bill. Bill, right?
I'm Bill. Yeah, I'm Bill.
Yeah. I met a person in Nadia Yvette's Chambers Hangouts like years ago, and that person was called G. Whistler. He's a atheist, communist, and also from Britain, and he has the same voice like you.
All right.
Just if I don't see you speak, I hear G. Whistler speaking. It's amazing. It's like
he must be from Essex. That's the part of Britain I'm from. He must be an Essex man. But that's like I said, I'm gonna have to go to bed shortly, but I just wanted that put out there because this is what I see. Again, it's those who incline and hang around with him, they are justifying the wickedness and they condemn the just. And in God's eyes, they're an abomination. Whether you're Christian or not, it doesn't even matter. This is, when people like throwing out, "Oh, you're an abomination because you do that." No, if you want to know actual abominations, not just what people say are actual abominations, you will see it there. When someone can say, "Oh, it's naughty of you. It's naughty of you, Smokey, to make fun of Andy's dad burning the lake and cry, like a Kentucky Fried Chicken crispy burger. Oh, that was funny that Bill's daughter died. We put an urn up there. Oh, that was so funny, so funny." And although it's wrong, we're still your best friends because that was funny. That is exactly what that proverb is for. You go around justifying the wicked and the abominable things they do, and then condemning the righteous people. In God's eyes, you're an abomination, and that's what Smokey is to me. And I'm going to leave that.
I don't know if Eccles busy or working over there, or he's not even paying attention to what the issue is. One, I want Smokey to remove the urn of Bill's child. Two, I want him to apologize to Andy for saying that his father, whom Smokey doesn't even know, is burning and squirming and squealing in hell. Three, I don't want to hang out with cyber stalkers. And he allowed this guy to come in, and the guy is a dock dropper. Hey, forgive me for not wanting people to come to my house and blow my fucking brains out, ladies and gentlemen. That's awfully feeble of me.
Who's the stalker?
We've already been through this. My goodness, what we've been talking about for the last 2 hours. Bill, I feel like did I hit the Mandela effect? Am I in another universe now where people are all fucking deaf now?
If it's a Smokey disciple, then yeah, you've hit a brick wall, and they will justify any abomination he does, and that's it. They will never break fellowship with him because they are beguiled by him. Same as Jamie. I've argued with Jamie so many times over the Proverbs 17:15 and even the Isaiah 5:20s. I've done all this, but some people's consciences, Jamie's, are seared as like a hot iron, and you will never forsake or cast asunder a friendship, even of abomination. It's your problem, not mine. I was the one who was treated like shit and shat upon, and I have no reason ever to even incline for me to go on broken, glass on bended knee to apologise to someone who's an abomination, who has harmed me and my family. And you people justify it. You say, oh, that was wrong, but you're still my best friend. I'll be on your channel every day. I've got this manner. I would agree with you all the time. I'll come in your hangouts all the time. Do you not understand that Pauline epistles to Timothy, to shun such a one as this, to mark and avoid such a one as this, to come out from among one of these people? Of course you don't, because he's your friend, and that's all that matters. You get a cyber pat on the head while others suffer. So to me, you're a disgust. Don't even call yourself a Christian. Come here and say, my name's Jamie, I like church, Christianity sounds nice, but don't you dare come to me and say, I am a Christian, and I love the Christ, and I love all that is good and righteous. Don't even do that with me. With that, before I lose my temper, thank you for hosting, allowing me to come on your thing. I'm apologise for harsh things I said to you prior weeks ago. Forgive me for that, but
it's all good.
All right, so God bless you all, but I won't suffer Smokey's disciples or any justification. God bless.
God bless you, Bill. Thank you for coming in. You're always welcome.
Well, on a scale of 0 to Smokey, you are on a 1. About harshness.
I forgive Bill for characterizing me that way. Never have I approved the thing that with the urn. I made that clear from the beginning. I thought that was inappropriate. I thought he should take it down. I asked him to take it down. I've never stuck up for that. I'm not Smokey's disciple. Yeah, I'm Smokey's friend. That's true. But
But Jamie, you have to understand, this is a man who lost his child. He's extremely infuriated by that nastiness and disgustingness. So you got to expect he's going to be throwing some shit in different directions because he's upset about this.
Sure.
I'd be pissed off too if my child passed away and some of you fuckers got together and decided to hold an urn up on your video and do that shit. I think there's something wrong with you. You understand that, right?
I agree. I agree with that. I wouldn't do that either. I thought he should take it down. I guess Will did it. He should take it down anyway. But
Bill seems like the type of guy, if he feels like he has said something wrong against you, Jamie, most likely you guys would end up being able to work shit out. But do you feel that way whenever you're dealing with Smokey? All Smokey had to do is simply say, Brad, I apologize. Brad, I think you're right. I'm going to remove that fucking urn from the video. What's going to happen, Jamie, when new Christians, when his audience grows, new Christians come over and see a fucking urn of another Christian's child on there? What do you think that's going to do? That's going to kill the message.
Well, I didn't even understand what was going on for a while because I'm sorry I don't follow all the drama stuff. I'm more interested in talking about.
Oh, I don't like the drama either. It's disgusting. I mean, it makes me want to puke. But Jamie, I'll give you a brief rundown on what happened. Smokey was being Smokey, calling people slags, whores, and sluts, and devil monsters, and soul slayers, and all this kind of stuff. And Bill told him, "Hey, can you slow it down? Can you chill out a little bit? You're a little bit fucking rough on people." That's all Bill did. Bill didn't like the behavior, wasn't used to it. It was a culture shock. And what did he get? His child's urn on the video. I think that's a bit unfair.
Yeah, but to be fair here, as far as I've watched Jamie and Smokey, Jamie is interested in the whole Bible stuff. He's not interested in the drama stuff.
Right, right. Well, Jamie's already said that. I'm just giving him a brief idea since he hasn't been keeping up to date.
Well,
This is the reason why people are irritated. It's the reason why we're having the discussion. This
yeah,
isn't some kind of let's burn Smokey Saint at the fucking stake, some kind of witch trial here, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
certainly not.
This is just people venting out their issues. And after this, I plan on talking about all kinds of different topics and shit. This is just kind of a taste of your own medicine type of show.
yeah. Like I don't like talking about people like in the sense of like if I hear people saying something, I'll try to just be what be honest about it. Like I'll condemn things I think are wrong. Like obviously Smokey has a strong personality, and so like that's kind of brash, but I can't help but point out a lot of the times, and not so much this stream at all actually, but on other streams where this is the topic, it's like people complain about very particular things about Smokey, about the way he talks about people and this and that. But then as soon as that's done, I hear the same stuff from the people complaining, and it's like, wait,
Well, you're
what's the
right,
problem?
Jamie. You're right. All of us, we've been in rooms where we'll say some ignorant shit and some stupid stuff. But the difference is we don't go after people's family members. As far as I'm concerned, he allowed a cyber stalker in the room to drop my home address. Don't you get how that's a bit beyond just some fucking petty name calling? Hell, I sat there and laughed at Smokey on some of the things he said. I even said in my video, yeah, some of the shit he does is funny to me. But you can't allow people to be dropping people's home address, and you don't take an urn of a child and put it up in your video. That's way beyond name calling and stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was so close to taking it down, but then I think trying to negotiate, his pride took over a little bit, and he didn't want to back down, which I was hoping he would. I think when it gets a little crazy, I'll comment that like, tone it down a little bit at least, man. It's a little bit much, with
It would also, you got to think of it this way. If you were to do it, it's not just because it's a cool thing to do, and it would also make Bill relax, but it would also help out Smokey. If he really, really, truly wants to push the message of God is a God of love, and that Christianity is the right position to be a part of, the rational, logical, the most loving, you can't be putting urns of people's dead babies up in the video. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to help everybody.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought, man, just take it down. It'll look good for you in the long run anyway. I mean, even for selfish reasons, you should do it. Whatever. I mean, I don't want to patronize anybody, but I mean, there's people that are less brash that are friends with him that encourage him to do that. People are hoping that is the case and will happen more, and it comes and goes.
Hey, Jamie, could I ask you a question?
But I don't like talking about people like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be a secret influence, good influence. No, I don't want to say it like that. But there's people that are, don't presume that.
Well, why be a secret positive influence? Why not be a public one and be ready to stand for it?
Right.
Or isn't there a Bible passage that you should do it in private first?
Well, I myself have already talked to Smokey in the background. I talked to Will Kincaid for the last 2 years.
But
and
you
then
said,
the next thing I know, boom.
Secret? Why be secret instead of being public? I think the secret.
Well, I was talking about the positive influence thing. Jamie said, well, I don't want to be a secret this. And I said, well, then be public about it. Be a positive influence for sure. I think what I'm doing right now is positive. We're talking about issues. There's a lot of people who are upset. And if it can be worked out, some apologies can be handed out, then everything goes back to fucking normal. If not, then the hell with it. I'll go on my merry way and wipe the dust from my sandals.
So just asking you, Brett Keane, you attempted to do it behind the scenes, quote unquote secret, but now you're doing it public. Am I correct?
Yeah, I already went. I got a hold of him on Facebook and I said, look, this guy's stalking me. He's been after me for 10 years. He's got over 50 videos going after my children. He made a video where he puts a scope rifle aimed at my child's head, my daughter's head, whenever she was a baby. Yeah, man, that's sick shit. He puts stuff up of my wife. And every single time he come in the room, even if you tried to rationalize and talk to him, he insults me every 10 fucking seconds. And I told Smokey as well as Will, this is awful. I can't be around this fucking guy. And they told me, Brett, I understand. We won't let this fucking loser in the room. And I'm like, cool, you guys are my friend. I appreciate that. But then, boom, the very next fucking day, the guy's in Will's room. And he's fucking with me over and over. Then, boom, the very next day, he's in Smokey's room. You see,
I understand. I understand. So obviously you did the behind the scenes approach. It didn't work out, and now you're doing the public approach, and that is consistent with Christianity, as far as I understand. So no criticism from me here, if that's the case. Obviously, I don't have access to your secret private messages, so I'm just gonna.
Well, you are welcome to ask
trust.
him. You're welcome to ask him. Just say, "Hey, Smokey, did Brett actually talk to you about the cyber stalker? Did he bring up the Gurney deal?"
I'm not a very close friend to Smokey. I mean, I have email interactions with him, but these were actually more technical. Like recently, somebody was impersonating me, and I was making Smokey Saint aware of, hey, if there's somebody called TomTom34B and going full PMARS, trying to stir up shit, that's probably not me. Ban this motherfucker. That's not me.
Right.
Yeah.
And Tom, I understand. We're not building a rocket here. I'm not asking you to do like some kind of parish walk or something like that. Just simply ask. Say, did Brett actually talk to you behind the scenes? Did he not mention this quite a few times? Did he not talk to Will and ask that he not be in the same room with a cyber stalker? So
that's a fact.
That's all you have to ask.
That's that happened. Brett, I got a Type-C microphone here for my phone. What do I have to do to make this thing work? I plug it in and then I lose. It acts like it's a headphones, so I don't hear anything when I plug it in. Is that?
You have to go into your sound settings and you have to disable every microphone that's in there except for the new one that you're using. Then you have to go into your cam mic settings on this and make sure that by default it uses that microphone that you're going to be using. You didn't get a fucking headphone set, did you? Did you get an external mic like I told you?
It's a Type-C plug-in for my S20 Galaxy, and it's just like a lapel mic. And
Has it got a USB on it?
Yeah, it's a Type-C that goes into the charging port.
You should plug it in and then most likely restart your computer, come back in. What you'll do is you'll go over to your taskbar and you'll see a speaker icon where your sound settings are. You go in there, you disable all of the shit that you don't use as an actual microphone and enable the one that you know that you're going to want to use.
I couldn't find any settings for the mic in the I don't know. I'll try.
Well, I can hear you relatively good. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's trying to put a pro sounding mic in here so you can have a sexy radio voice like myself.
Well, I'm gonna.
Hey, how you doing there, handsome?
Can you hear this?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
We hear clicking noises, but it's still the same audio. It sounds like the same mic you were using.
See what happens.
There's no difference.
Nothing? No difference?
No different. No difference.
All right, let me see here.
You have to actually go into camera mic settings on this program and activate the mic you're going to be using.
Anyway, I am interested what Beckle.
I'll be back.
All right.
Now
that sounded different.
Now there is a difference.
Speak.
Jamie.
Jamie.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
It went back to shit mode. Sorry.
Nothing?
It was good before.
No difference?
Yes, there's a difference now.
There you go. That's clear.
Now it's better. It's not plugged in now, but when I had it plugged in, I couldn't hear you guys. So I obviously got to change the settings.
All right. Plug it in.
I just want to say that. Can you guys hear me? Oh.
Yes, Beckle.
Yeah, I find it quite interesting how people don't even like take the time to really talk to me or get to know me, make these outrageous assertions and assumptions about my character or about how I feel about this whole situation with regards to, Bill's late daughter. We got the idiots in the side chat who are making these assumptions about me, and at the same time making no effort at all to want to have a civilized discussion to see where I fit about this. And this is the type of people that you get on the internet all the time. Anyways, a lot of these people are emotionally moved by some of these situations and conversations, and they need a boogeyman to point the finger at. And that's what some of these individuals like in the side chat, like Shaw, and some others are trying to do with me. You know, every time somebody that I hang out with does something that's, detestable, because they don't see me say anything directly to that same person. Therefore, I'm congratulating it, I'm commending it, I'm applauding it, so on and so forth. And I think that's not only hasty, but it's disingenuous and it's unfair.
Am I one
I
of
agree.
these idiots in the side chat?
May I say real quick? I think
No,
that people,
not you, Tom. No.
I think that people should give Veckel an opportunity to express himself if he actually feels it's required, and not just jump the damn gun on it. I think Veckel is a great character, and I think that if he sees something negative or wrong, he is the first to be able to stand up and say so. I've seen him do it 1,000 times on the damn internet. Veckel, what would you like to say about all this?
Yeah, and I agree with Jamie 100%. That when it comes to having these differences of theology and politics and stuff, got to keep the family out of it. Me, I draw the line with family and personal health. That's about it. Ad homs, name calling, it's fine with me as long as it's not related to anything like really, really personal, like family, kids, or even personal health. That's where I draw the line. I just leave it alone. My flesh might want to say something, but I draw the line personally and say, nah, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be Brett Keane if I couldn't call somebody an asshat at least 3 times a day. So I understand, and I think it's absolutely hilarious, some of the shit that gets thrown out there. But I don't like the personal stuff where it goes beyond the person that you have an issue with, to the family. I think you realize that, Veckel. I think we're both in the same barrel on that.
Well, now, why won't has anybody answered the question why Smokey refuses to remove that video?
I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't just remove it and say, you know what, I don't like Bill. Bill smells like fish, but I'm not going to bring his daughter into it. Why can't he do that? If somebody wants to say, you know what, Bray, I think you're a fucking mutton head, but I shouldn't bring your family in and put your kids on video. Hey, there we go. Now we're good.
Right.
I'm curious. Is there a very good reason, Veckel?
Reason for
not removing the video?
Oh, I don't think there's any good reason for not removing the video.
Oh, but you said like nobody asked the question why he doesn't remove the video. So apparently there must be a good reason for why he doesn't do it.
I guess I was asking if anybody knew what his reason was for not removing the video.
No, I certainly don't. But maybe you.
Tom, there is no good reason. I don't like Jeffrey Dahmer, the guy who's a necrophiliac, murderer, rapist, and all that. But I wouldn't put his picture of his child up if he had one. What the hell's the point of that?
That wasn't my point. I was trying to say maybe Veckel knows a reason.
Well, hurry it up,
Tom.
Make your point already. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, I do remember talking to Smokey briefly about it, but I have to be honest, I honestly can't remember what his response was.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember.
I believe the answer was fuck that slagging whore. Something like that.
I'm not judging either way because I think before judging a person, you should talk to the person.
Right. Like Shaw Harper in the side chat is too afraid to do with me. So, but go ahead. Sorry.
If I ever heard about you, Veckel, doing something horrendous, or I just heard it, I would first, well, maybe not first, I would gather all the information, but I would certainly before I make my final judgment on you, I would want to talk to you as well. Uh, that's just a given. How can I make a judgment about you without talking to you?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of people do that. I've been guilty of that as well for other people.
On
Just
the
kind of
internet.
jumping on a bandwagon and saying, "Oh, yeah, this person's a scumbag," even though I haven't done any my own research on it, just going by what people are saying. So humans do that sometimes.
Yeah, well, I agree. That happens.
Hey, Ivek, welcome back. I'm just curious.
Hmm.
Um, I am curious also at the same time that some people asked me this just now even. What do you think about like you not rebuking Smokey? I mean, I'm sure you have, but he's not listening. So to say, I could understand, but at the same time, I could understand where other people are saying when they say that, why won't you rebuke Smokey? You know what I'm saying?
How do you know he's not listening?
I'm
Well,
asking that. Cool.
yeah. So you're asking me what my opinion is on people that think that
No. Listen, I didn't ask you about the opinion. I asked you why you don't rebuke Smokey about such
Right,
things.
got you. Okay. How do you know I haven't said anything? How do you know that?
No, I did always say that you have,
You're right.
right?
Okay.
And I was asking like what you think about that, and if he's not listening to you, why do you think that is?
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of things to say about that, but
Well,
basically, what they think that you didn't rebuke him. Even though
I mean,
Is
think you did.
this about rebuking publicly or privately?
Well, I was just gonna say. I mean, what does
It doesn't
Jesus
matter.
instruct us? How does Jesus instruct us to behave with people who are, well, let's say, for example, who are in sin? Matthew 18. You approach them private first, one on one. Okay. Secondly, you approach them with another person, another believer, and then if they still don't repent, address it before the church, and then you treat them like a non-believer. Now, when you treat them like a non-believer, that could mean a number of different things, but the main thing would be that you're not participating in any type of fellowship with them, where you're participating in ministry with them. You're not supporting any of their ministries or any of their endeavors, and you're talking to them as if they're a non-believer. Or you're still treating them with respect and love and so on and so forth, but you're treating them as if they're one outside of the faith. See, but
So basically,
yeah.
you did rebuke him, but it was ineffective, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, he hasn't taken the video down, and plus, I haven't really, because I still don't know 100% what the heck's going on with that video. I just expressed to
Well,
him
basically, like
that
he was
that sounds
mocking
kind of
the
harsh.
dead
Yeah,
child. Well,
yeah,
basically, he was mocking the dead child.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. I forget exactly, like, because I did talk to him about it before, but like I said, I honestly, for the life of me, can't remember what his response was.
I mean, for me
It's on
personally, I
tape.
think
It's on
that
camera. So
I think that's kind of like a little too malicious and evil, and that's not what Christians should do.
Yeah, right.
Hey, there's our gracious buddy Tommy. You gonna come in and hang out with us, Tommy? Been a while since I heard about how important grace is. Come on in.
Yeah, he's always
actually
talking about that
coming
whenever
in?
he's.
I mean,
Brett,
I like Saint Tommy because he is a Nadia old guy.
Oh, I like him too. I've been talking to him
as
for
well
years.
as Veckel.
He used to come in there and stick him, and he would say the same thing to me. It's all about the grace.
It's all about grace.
That's
Hey, Brett,
right.
when you display people's comments, it's sort of like, and maybe it's just me, but it's sort of like camouflages with the banner that you got already at the bottom of the screen.
It does. You're not able to read it good.
Well, I could read it if you point it out to me, but if I'm looking like on another spot of the screen and you display it, I won't notice it unless you mentioned something.
Hey,
Well, let me
Becca,
try something.
Yeah, but maybe it's just me
it's
though.
all about
How
the
is this? Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Becca,
right.
it's all about the anti-porn bombing defenses that Brett Keane he has set up.
You said what you said anti-porn? What'd you say?
And anti-porn bombing defenses that Brett Keane has set up.
Oh, I see. You keep people from okay, I got you.
Yeah, Brett Keane, you had like when somebody new is coming up.
It's not just for porn bombing, Tom. It's also it pisses atheists off because they like to snipe my streams and they like to grab my videos. And when they do it, they either have to edit all this bullshit out or they get to advertise for me for free. And I like that.
Well, I can guarantee you that I will never porn bomb anybody because I think this is an important thing to do, and but there are imposters just recently who took my pictures and pretend to be me. Just let them speak before you present them, and you will recognize my voice. Obviously.
Oh, that's what I do. I just do this number right here. I'll put something up on the screen and block it out and then see what happens. But I'll tell you what, I've seen more dicks in my broadcast than I've seen in a men's shower at a YMCA. Fucking bothers the
I'm just saying I understand your policy about the porn bombing thing.
Hey, Tom, it might be a little like off the topic, but I'm curious. Why do you believe in Christ? Why do you not believe in Christ?
Oh, I'm agnostic.
Yes, I know you are not sure, or you don't know. But why do you think that God? Why do you not believe in God? Why do you think that Christ is not God manifest?
This. Well, I don't know if you really want to go into this deep because this might take 30 minutes or longer. I don't know if Brett Keane wants to have that conversation.
You want to have a conversation? What do you want to talk about there, Tom?
I don't mind. I haven't been challenged on my position.
I'll tell you what, you label yourself agnostic, which the classic definition of it is one who believes it's impossible to know either way. Is that you?
I label myself as a Huxleyan agnostic. Huxleyan agnostics, if I remember correctly, make the belief claim about the knowledge claim that we cannot know about God.
Well, how do you know that you can't know?
When you say we are...
It's a belief claim.
Yeah, but how do you know you can't know?
No, hold on. It's a belief claim about a knowledge claim.
Okay, when you say we, don't you really mean like you only?
Well, if I say we, I refer to Huxleyan agnostics.
Because for me, I have plenty, but for you, you don't. So when you say we, I'm not included.
You're not included, obviously. If you're not a Huxleyan agnostic, then you are not included, obviously.
So if I'm not included, then I think that you should correct, we there.
No, he's still correct. He's still correct because he's talking about the agnostic as the we. There's different we groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on now.
If I refer to
because
we,
I'm not
referring,
one of the we.
Sorry, I wasn't finished. If I refer to we, I'm referring to Huxleyan agnostics. That's it.
So why are you agnostic, or why do you not believe like in Christ?
It follows from the belief claim.
Are you saying that you depend upon others' belief claims, so to say?
No.
Then what are you depending upon?
On my belief claim.
Okay, so whose belief claim? Is that yours or like others or?
Yeah, I just happen to be inside of the group.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Do you understand that, Todd?
He said, "I'm just inside of that group of the agnostics." Yeah.
Yeah, actually a rather special group of agnostics. So I
Well,
don't
I mean,
actually.
I got that. I got that.
Okay,
Is
you got
what
that.
I my
Okay, if you
question.
got
My
that, then
question
it's
is
fine.
okay. My question is like just because you are in that group, how does it make you not believe in God, for example?
Because it's part of my belief claim.
Okay, that kind of confused me a little further.
I understand because you probably acknowledged things about my belief claim that you didn't have the closest idea about in the first place.
What I understand is that you are the one who do not
Can you
understand.
can you tell me about Huxleyan agnostics? And you can use Google. I appreciate that.
Could you explain to us what it is?
It is a belief claim about knowledge claims. The knowledge claim is that you cannot know about God. And
The thing is,
why are you interrupting me?
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. The thing is, you wanted to say something.
Guys,
Oh,
you're
I
kind
was
of
going to
going in a.
say,
If you guys don't
I
mind,
was
you're
going to
kind of
say
going in a
you.
circle. Let
No,
me
well, why
let
are
me
you
try to.
interrupting the person who is interrupting me?
I'm
I
trying to
don't
ask you guys a
understand this.
question here, if you don't mind, so we can move on,
But
because it's getting into definitions and crap
I
that isn't
was
in
in
this
the middle
conversation.
of saying something, and then there was another person
All
in the
right,
middle of
let's go
saying
ahead and
something.
spend 15 minutes on the definition of agnostic. Then let's do this exciting
No.
stuff.
Okay. Well,
Go ahead.
go ahead. The thing is, you were saying.
All right.
I'm listening.
Do you believe in the
You said the thing
possibility?
is.
Do you
No,
believe in the
no,
possibility?
hold on. The
Do you
other
believe
person.
in the hello? Do you believe in the possibility of God?
What is God? I will have to ask that question first.
You don't know the definition of God, the fellow who created the universe, life itself. Have we forgot the definition of God now? Why does it always end like this, Feckle? Why does the atheist or the agnostic always? But what's the definition of it? I mean, come on, you guys know. You probably were a
For
former Christian.
clarification.
The creator
For
and prime
no
mover
other
of
reason.
the universe, Tom. Come on. You've listened to Christians long enough. You get the picture. You know what we're talking about. Do you believe in the possibility of God, yes or no?
I believe in the possibility, but I also, well, I would state that I have no possibility of knowing about that possibility.
Okay, why do you believe in the possibility of God? There's got to be a reason why you don't just say, nah, or I don't think it's possible. Why do you believe in the
Because
possibility?
there are things that might be possible to know, and there are things that are not possible to be known, and they still might be true.
Do you mean knowing as in experience as well? Like, are you just talking about a headspace knowledge,
Yes,
rather than
basically.
experience?
Yes,
All right.
basically.
Basically, to the headspace or to the experience as well.
Yeah, you see what I'm
I
saying? This
don't
one guy,
know
if
what.
you were to, well, hold on,
Can you
Tom.
differentiate between the two?
Well, head knowledge
Okay,
is
go ahead.
coming to know of God, right? Is how I would think about it. It's like when you get your typical evangelist coming to an agnostic or something like that, and they come to the head knowledge of Christ or something along those lines. While experience is actually having an interaction in a sense, as people have those little special revelations. Well, God did X in my life, or I've seen the miracles of whatever God work in X ways, and like that
Okay,
via that type of experience.
This one guy, your
is
microphone
one
sounds
is
great.
one
Did
is
you get a new one? Did you get a new
Yeah,
mic?
yeah.
Oh, it sounds incredible. Very good. Go
Thank
ahead
you.
there, Tom Tom.
is one superior to the other?
I would imagine having an experience might be a little bit more than hedge, because it's like you can only experience tasting a certain type of food or talk about it, but if you haven't really done anything unless you experience, right? Because you don't know what it actually tastes like. You've only been described to you. You've never
Okay,
actually had a taste, so to speak. Having a taste makes more difference because then you can actually make a judgment.
Okay, I deny both of them being possible.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like how do you from your experience come to the conclusion that is God? Like, how do you check that?
So basically, you appeal to your own.
No,
Who are you appealing to?
nothing. I'm just
So you appeal to your
listening
own.
to somebody. No, I'm listening to other theories making their claims and saying, well, that is convincing me or it's not convincing me. It
Right.
doesn't
So you
convince me
appeal
so
to your
far.
own. Whether it's like you think it's right or wrong, you appeal to your own.
Appeal to my own.
Right. You come across with certain like writing or theologies. If it rings true to you, you appeal to your own.
Well, can I appeal to my dead grandmother?
You could, but is she true?
She's true. I mean, okay. What can you actually appeal to?
Well, right now you're appealing to your own. You're not
Mm-hmm.
appealing to God.
Okay.
You're not appealing to
Okay.
Christ,
Is there
right?
something wrong with that?
Because it's quite subjective. What's right to you could
Yeah,
be
it's
wrong
quite
to others.
subjective. So what? Is there something wrong with that?
Yes, I just told you if it is right. It doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong to you. It could
You
be
just said it's
wrong or right.
subjective. Because it's subjective, it's wrong.
Yes, if it is subjective,
Okay.
there's high chance to be wrong.
Okay. Now you give me your argument why something being subjective has to be wrong.
No, I didn't say that. High
Okay.
chance.
No. Okay. Then high chance. Okay. How do you evaluate the probabilities to determine that it is
For
high
example,
chance?
like the existence of God, like for me, I know there is God. But for you, there is no God.
Okay.
Or you don't know God, there is no. But
That's
but
fine.
that's like
I don't
the
have a
first. Hold on,
problem
I'm
with
not
your
finished.
opinion.
So that's the first problem. The second problem is that you are the one who have no freaking clue whatsoever whether God exists or not. Yet you think that you can run your mouth whether God exists.
Okay, your second problem is just an assertion. Can you
No,
repeat
it's
your
not an
first
assumption.
problem?
It's a
No,
fact.
hold on. Can you repeat your first problem, please?
OMG, you might want to go back. Anyway,
No, you can't.
yeah, I
Oh
have
my
seen
God.
many of you guys like that on YouTube for over 10 years. All right, you
All
can
right,
Really?
real
only
quick,
appeal to your
real
I'm
own.
quick.
just asking you for your first
Quit
objection, and
talking
you.
over each other, okay?
I'm asking you for your first
She was cute.
objection, and you can't repeat it.
My first objection is that you appeal to your own.
Okay, and what's the
Do you
problem
not
with that?
understand it?
Yeah, I did understand it. Now my question is, what is the problem with
Well, just
that?
because you think that there's no God doesn't mean that, there's no God.
Okay, I can understand that. What is the problem with me having subjective experiences?
Because it may be wrong. What is right to you may be wrong to
Okay,
others.
it may be wrong. Okay.
It is true. I mean, in the atheist or agnostic worldview, there is no objective means to determine right from wrong. So
I agree.
Well, Veckel, let's see what Shanny for Christ thinks about what Tom Tom's been saying.
Go fuck yourself, asshole.
Oh,
and that's
sorry
good
about
old-fashioned Christian stuff right there.
I have a feeling that is a subject
I'm just
for the
kidding with you.
family.
I hear you.
Huh? I didn't hear what'd you say? Tom, you were saying something.
I think Shani for Christ's interjection here is a subjective one as well.
You're right.
Just saying, yeah.
I'm Richard Dawkins, and I defend mild pedophilia again and again.
You sound so white.
I don't defend Richard Dawkins in any way.
You sound so white.
I am Richard Dawkins, and yes, playing with children is very fun. Yes.
Please stop. My God, you're raping my ears.
That's rough. We got somebody in here called Deter. How are you doing, Deter? Say hello. Deter, you got a microphone? Looks like they have a picture of the goddess, or not goddess, but God Pan, the guy who looks a little bit like the heavy metal T-shirts represented as Lucifer.
Yeah, I did see that. I thought that was Sam, the change on his picture.
I thought that was Lizard.
Oh, so wait. So that's not you, Sam. Oh, wait.
Can I say something?
Wait, Sam, which
I
one
don't
is
know,
you?
Tom. Are you able to? Did you pay the $5 toll before coming in?
there is a conference. I think it was in 2012, like long before the COVID stuff. Kind of organized by Sean Carroll, I think. Or there were a lot of naturalists in this, and you can look it up on YouTube. It's over the weekend conference, and Richard Dawkins was in there as well. He was invited, and he was in there. He didn't do a very good job, so I don't know. Richard Dawkins, the whole thing, if you want to look it up on YouTube, is called "Moving Naturalism Forward." You can look it up. And Richard Dawkins is the weakest link of all of them. So don't expect atheists to defend Richard Dawkins.
Yeah,
Naturalism or philosophy or something. Don't do that. I mean, it's Richard Dawkins is a low-hanging fruit. I'm just telling you.
Check this out, Veckel. Are you watching the screen? You're gonna love this.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
I found a clip. Atheists obviously won't put this clip on their channels, but Richard Dawkins embarrasses himself. Look at this shit.
It's a matter.
You can quickly respond to that.
You can dispute exactly what's meant by nothing, but whatever it is, it's very, very simple. And why is that funny?
Well, I think it's a bit funny to be trying to define nothing.
Well, can I put that to you as a question? Is it?
Yeah, I actually did see that once.
Also, did you note that this is Penn? I think the highest Catholic bishop in Australia who had to resign because of pee-pee touching allegations. So I don't know if this clip is really making Richard Dawkins look bad, or maybe the Catholic Church looking bad. Maybe you have a double whammy here, like making the atheists and the Catholic Church look bad. Did you recognize that person, Penn?
I'm just curious whenever atheists are going to start making videos because they're so morally superior over Christians, right, Veckel?
No, but did you recognize?
Hold on a second. I'm waiting for them to make the NAMBLA videos about atheists founding a child pedophilia organization. What do you think of that, Veckel?
Oh gosh.
Did you know that? Did you know atheists actually founded the pedophile organization NAMBLA?
Yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't know that was the case. Wow.
I did an entire video naming off the founders and all that. And these are the type of sick bastards who brag about it. They're not trying to keep it secret. They want to normalize it and legalize pedophilia in America.
Yeah, you heard about that idiot who was either at a library or some school. He's dressed in a furry rainbow fur suit, and
I
hanging
saw
between
that.
his legs
Terrible.
was a phallus.
Right. Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, this is around kids. Like, is this like are children
Right.
actually exposed to this? And no adult is saying anything about this? That's why I say, you know what? If I ever find out that this stuff is exposed to my daughter against my consent, this will probably be my last time you'll see me in one of these hangouts.
Hatchet time, right?
I hear you there, man.
Because I'm going to take a machete, and I probably go to jail. Because I'm not going to put up with that stuff. I don't give a damn how long a Democrat has been in office.
I hear you. Some furry runs up to my kid's school. I'm going to shoot him, and I'm going to say something like, I thought it was an actual animal. You know, I was just trying to protect the kid.
That's right. That's a good excuse. Hey, you know, especially if they're evolutionists, right?
They should start wearing the protected vests, you know.
Animal,
yeah. These people, these idiots who are coming to these schools thinking that it's okay to do drag queen hour with 5-year-olds and younger, they need to be coming to these schools with bulletproof vests. Are these idiots that daft to think that they would never ever come across one parent who's going to be totally disgruntled and try to beat the crap out of them? I mean, the boldness of these idiots.
You know,
Absolute boldness.
when I was a kid in elementary school, parents were invited to participate in these events. So I don't know if parents are invited to participate in these events when they happen in the United States of America, but I think that if they were, some parents would just go apeshit crazy about stuff like that happening.
Yeah, Beckel, I'm with you on that, man. They bring that shit around. They couldn't bring that in my area, man. I live between St. Louis and the countryside of conservatives and shit. You can't even drive down my road without hearing the sound of a click, as everybody around owns a gun. Me, personally, I don't do the gun thing. I prefer up-and-close personal combat with melee weapons and chainsaws. You know, it's a little bit more exciting that way.
Right.
That's a zinger. I was just being sense of humor.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I'm hearing about these situations where this thing is going on, but I don't hear too many people complaining. Like, where's the outrage? You know, but the majority of these kids that are being exposed to this stuff are children that belong to parents who are pro LGBTQ, or they have a very, very high, because I don't want to say all members of the LGBTQ community approve of that stuff. You know, I think some of them would be like, you know, hey, you know, that's just over the line. That's drawn. You know, that's just crazy. I wouldn't expose this stuff, you know. But there are the people that are promoting this stuff and congratulating it are a part of that community. You know, and it's disgusting, man. You know, if one of them gets shot or lose a couple of teeth because of a disgruntled parent, I'm just gonna say, well, you had it coming. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna feel sorry for people like that.
Well, Veckel, maybe some of these parents were already exposed to this certain kind of ideology, and they sort of agree, and they kind of let it pass. So basically they say, that's a little bit maybe over that, but I'm not gonna complain, and so it gets normalized in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's becoming
And-
more. They're trying very, very hard to normalize it.
And if a very conservative parent couple would say like, "Oh, we're gonna punch people now," they would be exposed as being aggressive and violent and out of the
course.
norm and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're the good guys, you know, the ones who are walking around in multicolors, got a beard, but all this makeup, letting their butt and phallus hang out. Those are the good guys, you know. So if you
Yeah,
say
and-
anything against them, you're the bigot, you know.
And I made the joke in Smokey Saint's channel, like that kind of ape with this multicolored pelt. He's saying, evolution, please kill me. All the predators, here I am, please eat me. He wouldn't have survived. That kind of ape wouldn't exist. That kind of ape doesn't exist. What I'm saying.
Yep, you can't even say nothing there that color, you become the bad guy. Oh, he's homophobic. He's got problems with us and our way of lifestyle. You know that they're even letting children sue their own parents because their parents don't want to identify them as a certain deal. Could you imagine that? Your kid decides one day they wake up and say, "Dad, I'm a pink elephant that can fly." And if you don't go along with it, you get fucking sued. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Yeah, that's how the government comes in and infiltrates the family.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole discussion like puberty blockers. Like, okay, the child wants to have puberty blockers because maybe the child thinks she is of a different gender or he is of a different gender, and okay, the government needs to step in. Puberty blockers are a good thing. The government needs to provide. What if your 14-year-old daughter says, "Well, I need plastic surgery. I need really huge tits because that makes me feel better." Is the government approving, or the parents could say, "No, maybe when you're an adult you can do that, but not when you're a 14-year-old." Like, what the hell is going on here?
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? The government wants us to pay for the transition surgeries. They also want everybody to pay for the abortions that people decide to get. That's crazy. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. You're going to pay for it.
Yeah, but the hypocrisy is like, okay, I guess the parents could say, "No, Mrs. 14-year-old, you can't get huge plastic surgery tits because that's not good for your health and development, and we have a say about that." But about puberty blockers, the government can override, or the children can appeal to the government to override the parents' opinion. Like, this is totally crazy for me.
I hear you there. I hear you there. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should open up a show tomorrow? Are you guys enjoying this kind of stuff? As I told you all earlier, this is the last of the drama crap that we did at the beginning of it. I'm not going to continue to pursue that. I expect that I will not get any apologies, and we'll just move on. What do you guys say? Is that a good idea?
Move on. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've always enjoyed coming into your streams because you always open it up for interesting discussion. So, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with anything.
Well, for me, it's entertainment, Brett. YouTube is an entertainment.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with that.
I hear you.
But
I
I
hear you.
think-
But I hope at the end of the day that the entertainment and stuff, even though some of it might be negative, I always focus on a peaceful resolution. If apologies can be having, forgiveness can be having, that's where I feel things have been accomplished. Make sense?
But I think, Brett, you have
Yeah,
opened
the thing is, you cannot
a rather
expect that from
interesting,
some people.
plethora of topics recently that don't require drama, and you could build something just from that.
Oh, I've been doing other videos about other topics and all that. I've been putting up some heretical stuff
Yes.
that people are going to burn me at the stake over. Sure. That's the problem whenever you do videos about your theological position and views and things you gravitate towards. There's always somebody out there says, "No, that's wrong, you bastard."
Oh, obviously, that's not a surprise. But I mean, if you keep the drama out, I think, well, maybe not. But I think you could make a good try to keep it drama free and just talk about the topics that interest you. And I think you will have a growing audience from that.
I hope that people start leaving comments about some of the things they'd like to hear us discuss. Give me some ideas. I mean, I got a lot of ideas, but I don't want to get into something that may bore the piss out of people. So if folks have topics or things they'd like to hear us talk about, whether it be WWE, wrestling, music, God, science, anything, just give me suggestions and advice.
Well, the compatibilism and hard determinism and Calvinism, that's a huge topic in and of itself, and you opened it up. So I don't know what to say. There are probably more that you can bring up. Simulation theory, stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
it doesn't ever seem like people want to come in and discuss these type of things. I put the topics out, and they're just like, eh.
What do
I
you
guess.
have?
Go ahead.
Do you have open hangouts about them?
Sure, my rooms are always about open discussion. People can come
Okay,
in and talk about whatever
I
they
must
like.
have missed them then. Sorry about that. No, I'm actually interested in these things.
All right. Well, what do you say tomorrow? I'll open up at 7 p.m. and any questions you have about any of the topics I talk about in theology, I'd be more than happy to talk to you because right now we're starting to smash at 3 hours now. And I don't want it to where people don't even bother to watch this one because they got to jump on the newest one that's going to come the very next day.
I will try to join, but you and me, we live in different time zones, so it
I
might
may
be that
start
I'm just
opening up morning
sleeping or
stuff.
something.
You know what? I might a couple days a week do things in the morning, a couple days a week at night. Does that seem like that's a little bit more convenient?
I mean, I cannot make any promises. Just saying, here at the day, it might get hot as 38 degrees in the shadow. It's summertime. It's really hot.
It's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Tom, make sure you put a list of things that you think would be interesting for us to discuss throughout the weeks and all that. And I will definitely bring things up, see if people want to talk about it. We'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Okay, I will make a list. Thank you for asking me for a list. I feel flattered now.
Sure. Well, I like open discussion rooms. I don't want to be. I'm not getting on to other Christians out there, but some of you, whenever you make your broadcast, you either talk for like an hour and a half about something that you feel is really important, and that's terrific and all that. But then there doesn't seem to be open discussion. It just seems to be about what that person brought up. I like hearing everybody's views and ideas. I like to know why people think the way they do. That's my big niche. That's what I'm into.
That's fine. Well, I'm heading out. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Bye bye.
Anything
God
else you want
bless
to
you,
say there?
Tom. Oh no, nothing. Unless you want to ask me anything.
No,
that's
not
cool.
really. Is there anything you want to say before I click end broadcast?
Well, nothing much. I'm always open, just like you. I have nothing to hide. Thank you for the hangout, and truth always prevails.
That is correct. Always shine the light. There we go. Well, God bless you, and you're always welcome into the room. Bruce is welcome too if he gets off of this nonsense that he's been going on for the last couple weeks. I'm kind of bored of that conversation. If he can stop and just jam with us and chat, he's more than welcome to come in. All right, I'm hitting in. God